Well, it's time. It's totally time. So let's do this. Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob, and I am sitting in a well, new to me chair. Very excited. Very excited. How's everybody doing? We got Phil Holland here. We got Cosma here. Good to see you guys. And of course, we've got a vote going on right now. Which flavor? Which flavor is going to win? Right now, we have Grapple or Grapple Berry. Depends on how you want to, how you want to weigh it. It's grape and apple and berry. So is it Grapple or Grapple? I don't know. It's up to you. Then we've got Sour Chew. And then we've got Strawberry Farm Cake. So there you go. And Phil, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I saw the picture and you tagged me in it and I'm like, I didn't have anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And I couldn't see it in the photo. So maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. I don't know. And Squiggles is here. Welcome, Squiggles. We're coming up on con time. Or on con, what do you call it? It's time for conventions. So we've got, in a couple of weeks, we've got Houston. And then a couple of weeks after that, we've got SoCal. I am planning on going to Houston. And unless something changes between now and Saturday. Because I'll be talking with the boys on Saturday. But yes, we're getting close. We're getting close. But yeah, first let's talk about birthday stuff. I want to talk about this stuff because it was it was my birthday. It was on Thursday, and it was great. It was great. It was a great time. On Wednesday morning, I drove out to Dallas and I got, you might notice this might look different because there's no big back to the chair. Well, I got one of these. An Aeron. And it looks a lot like, well, it's actually more like, I've got the lumbar thing. Oh, here you go. Just like that. That's what I've got. But this is something that I've been wanting seriously since like 2001 when I first sat in one and loved it. And yeah, I finally was able to get one. My father gave me a sizable gift. Ricky, what's going on? Why you got to be at work? Well, I mean, it's part of the deal, right? But my dad gave me a very kingly gift and birthday gift. And basically what that did was it allowed me to go purchase one of these without going into debt, I guess. I still wouldn't have gone into debt, but I would have gone into debt with my wife. You know what I mean? I would have owed money. But no, I'm in the chair now and I've been sitting in it all day and it's awesome. The Herman Miller Aeron is awesome. How's the back? The back is great with this thing. It is fantastic. And one of the things that the one that I'd sat in, for work. In fact, Cosma, you know Brian, when I worked with him back in the insurance company, like 2001, everybody in that building had one. But what they had are but you can't see these. The armrests adjusted with like a dial. And so the dial, you would move the armrest up or down, elevate it up and down. This one has the newer style where it's basically just like a latch. You pull up the latch, you move it up and down, and then you put it in the position, and you just lock it down. So it's a newer model than what I had back then, and it is used. I mean, if you can't really, I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but there is a little bit of creaking. But the thing has a 5-year warranty, so all the ones that I'd looked at in the area didn't have warranties. They were literally just, oh, this is refurbished, or oh, this is used. No warranty at all. This has a 5-year warranty on it. Everything is great. Like I said, the only thing is it there's a little bit of movement or a little bit of sounds when you move. But I think all chairs do that. But yeah, a 5-year warranty, which is great. And I got it for roughly, I was going to say a third of the price, but it's not a third of the price. It's still expensive. Okay. Most people would be like, you paid how much for that? But I mean, considering those chairs start at like, $1,300, I got a pretty good deal. So I'm very happy. And my other chair is sitting here out of frame. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Ricky, we've talked about possibly you taking it, but we'll see. The back is great. It's seriously, I've been sitting and working in this chair all day. I say all day. Every day since I got it, and it's been fantastic. So I'm very, very excited and very pleased. But then on my birthday, my wife gave me, you know how my wife makes cards. she said, I know it's a little kitty, but she's, to my little bookworm, hope you have a magical birthday. You're the best chapter of my life. I mean, come on, that's so sweet. And yeah, stamped it on the back. Very cool. I mean, she's amazing. Amazing. But then on my birthday, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go buy Dragon Slayer. I'm going to go buy Dragon Slayer on Blu-ray on 4K cuz I had it digitally, or I have it digitally, but it didn't have all of this. The commentary by Matthew Robbins and Guillermo del Toro, the screen tests, the Slayer of all, I mean, there's special features I've never seen. And I'm like, I want that. So I bought it. It's $20. Then they also had this. Of course, I had to have this. I don't know if I actually have the Blu-ray for this. I was looking through my boxes and I can't find it. So I don't know if I ever bought it on Blu-ray. What's Dragon Slayer? It seemed that, let's see, what? You must have just hit enter. But yeah, this is awesome in 4K. It's really insane. And there are special features I've never seen before. So I don't know. What is Dragon Slayer? It is a movie from 1981, and it is it's a co-financed movie between Paramount and Disney. And you see that dragon up there? That is the same guy that created or that designed the Gremlins. And ILM actually helped out with this movie in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It was one of the things that they took on to stay afloat because they weren't making movies, other than Star Wars at the time. So yeah, pretty cool. Is this a great movie? No, it's not the best, but I do enjoy it. It's part of my childhood. So, and Ted, welcome Ted. Good to see you. Technically isn't one in debt if they have any type of payment of any amount. I'm not sure. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I'm in debt to myself. If you pay any amount, no, you're not in debt. You paid it off. This chair is paid off. I'm not paying for it. It's not on a credit card. I paid for it. So Anyway, Dragon Slayer is fun. It's a fun movie, but it is a product of its time. And there are moments where it's like, okay, that doesn't look great. But it's a cool story about a sorcerer and his apprentice and dragons. And it's fun. It's a fun movie. And especially if you like that era of special effects and visual effects where there's a lot of compositing going on. There's a lot of stop motion going on. It's one of the coolest designs for a dragon I've ever seen. It's just awesome. It's yeah. So I don't know what to say. It's great. I like it. But it's also a product of its time. And then I also got this because it was $9. And I said, I don't have this on 4K Blu-ray. I have the digital copy I bought for $5, but hey, $9. Went ahead and bought it. Then I went to Half Price Books Saturday, and I ended up getting Lights Out. And this is one of those movies that was always on my list. I kept hearing about it and people saying, oh, this is great. The same director as the Shazam movies, and reading about him being kind of upset about, and just saying, I want to go back to making, movies that I'm passionate about and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? I'd never seen it. So I said, screw it. $8. Yes. And then I ended up buying Prisoners as well. I didn't own this. It's Denis Villeneuve, of course. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis. I've seen this movie once. Don't really remember it, but I'm actually looking at it more as a kind of a, what do you call it? Like to study in a way. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But that's what I'm doing. And so far, Sour Chew is winning. And Strawberry Farm Cake, is number 2. And Grappleberry, whatever you want to call it, is still in 3rd place. This one, I might just have to try this one. Because nobody seems to want me to get it, I guess he slays the dragon in the end. I mean, yeah, but there's multiple things that happen. And it's good. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. But like I said, it is a product of its time. But it's also surprising how, for a PG movie, what they kind of got away with. You know what I mean? This was pre-PG-13, so there's some brief nudity. There's some graphic, I would say graphic violence. An early look at Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor. He's in it. It's a fun movie. And Heat 2, yes, Cosmo, we will talk about that. We'll talk about that later. I'm not going to go into it now. Are you kidding me? No. Not doing it. 80s PG, some came, yeah, they did. Yeah. And this one's got some, yeah. Surprising stuff. Anyway, for those of you who are Game Chasers fans, you know about this. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't see this. But yes, the Blu-rays are back from the manufacturer. And look, this is something that we're going to be doing this weekend, is prepping all these and getting them put together. There you go. The Blu-ray, the bonus disc. Billy actually put a video out on his second channel that shows these off. or shows off him picking them up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be good. And then here's a quick picture of the VHS. If you got the VHS perk on the Kickstarter, he's got the VHSs. And yeah, pretty good looking. Now, I don't know why I don't know why Billy can't zip up his pants. Can't really see it that well there, but you know, you can definitely see it. That is flies down. But he also he says I made a proper old school pan and scan edit of the movie just for VHS. So that's coming. That's coming as well. And I don't know what the plan is for for Saturday. I don't know if we're only prepping, if we're going to be doing some shipping. I don't know. All I know is we're getting together and we're going to do the thing. So very excited. Very excited about that. My wife started watching Yellowstone, so I've seen about half of it. Still don't see what the big deal is about it. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, especially if you're just not, if the story and the characters aren't grabbing you. But I don't know. I enjoy the show. I enjoy it. But I mean, I get it. I understand. I mean, if you're not into it, you're not into it. But a lot of people are into it. That movie or that show is nuts. I don't know. I like it. And I mean, there's something about there's a confidence in the way that the way that it's directed, the way that each episode kind of flows. There was one season that felt a little weak. I can't remember if it's season 2 or season 3. But I felt like not a lot happened. And then all of a sudden, a lot of things happened. So I get it. It's watchable. I don't hate it. Yeah. I mean, for me, I really love the show. I really like it. I mean, it sucks to hear about, Kevin Costner being so strange on set about stuff. And okay. I'm just an update. Sour Chew is winning 50% of the vote. Second place, Strawberry Farm Cake with 38%. And Grapple Grappleberry in third place, 12%. So, if you don't vote today, you don't get to vote. Funky. That's what Grim Green says. So, listen, if Billy showed his ass in the reflection of the U-Force, he can do anything. Legendary. See, I saw the picture, and I'm not making it out. I wonder if it's one of those kind of Rorschach kind of tests, It's like, are you seeing what you want to see? Because I don't see it. I've looked at it. I just don't see it. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Now I see it. Okay, now I see it. I see it. I was looking at the picture on my iPad and I just couldn't make it out. And with that, it had a small picture and then it made me go, oh, okay, there it is. Okay, got it. That's funny. Oh man, that last episode of Mando was fantastic. You liked it. I liked it quite a bit too. But like I said in my review, which I'm not pushing anybody, but my review, the thing that I came to a realization that I have to, I just have to adjust my expectations. Because my wife actually finished watching Andor this week. And it was amazing how much she was about to go to bed. She had to get up early and go to work the next day. And I'm just talking. I'm like, dude, this and that. And oh man, when this happened. And I love that show. I know that there's some people that say that it's slow, but man, to me, it's gripping. And it's the most adult, mature Star Wars that I've ever seen. So I have to look at that. And then I have to look at The Mandalorian as something that's more surface level, but even though I say that, I still enjoyed it, if that makes sense. But I have to adjust my expectations. I kind of have to adjust the way that I watch it, because otherwise then I go, well, why didn't they talk about this? Or why didn't they talk about that? It's a weird thing. I don't know. Kevin Costner being Kevin Costner. I know the weird thing about Kevin Costner is he's always had that almost diva kind of attitude. And I wonder when it started. Did it start after he won Best Director for Dances with Wolves? Or was he always like that? I don't know. Some people are just like that. They're just kind of divas, you know? It's a tie now. Oh my gosh, you guys with your ties. So Sour Choo Choo or Sour Chew. I was trying to throw people off with the flavors, but I guess maybe not. Sour Chew and Strawberry Farm Cake are tied. We're going to give it a few more minutes, but we'll just have to see what happens. It made me love Billy and Jay even more. The thing is they throw in all kinds of stuff like that. And by the way, the thumbnail with Jay pulling it out of like Billy's butt, my idea. I'm just saying, that was my idea. Just saying. So if you enjoyed that, hit like for me or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was over there and I said we ought to do this, and yeah, so I have that picture on my phone. There you go. Wait till the Acolyte. Apparently very adult. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, all Star Wars should be watchable for kids. Right. But I still feel that The Mandalorian is a step below, is more approachable to me, and more, how do I say this? It's almost like a teenage level where, like, to me, the movies, for the most part, the movies were, I don't know how to say it, because I keep thinking, well, the Ewoks and Jar Jar and BB-8 and all that stuff, but it's, there's just a feeling of lack of depth, and not just in the, like, the lore. The lore is pretty good, but it's the storytelling seems very just, I don't know how to explain it. That's just what I feel. But I get what you're saying, Ted. I get it. And I'm not saying that I want freaking gore and stuff like that. Oh yeah, lopping heads off and all that stuff, and looking at the soldered, the burnt flesh and all that. No, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. I don't need gore. I don't need nudity. I don't need any of that crap in Star Wars. But again, it's the feeling of the storytelling being more mature. And I really like that about Andor. But you guys with your ties. How do you cope with fart traps? You just deal with it, because there's really no way around it. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen. And one of them is trying to keep it from the other. And sometimes I'm caught in the what do you call it? The backlash. I'm caught in the crossfire. I don't know what you call it. I don't know. I don't want Star Wars to be for kids. F them kids. I'm not saying that, Ricky. I know you like to be, what do you call it? Contrarian in a lot of ways. But no, I don't agree with that. I just don't think it needs to be played down so low, so low that, there's no room to, because the thing about Star Wars was, for a long time, I felt like Star Wars was for teens and up. And the reason that I felt that is because as I grew up, I picked up on things that I didn't pick up on as a kid. And it felt like, wow, this thing that was made at this one time is growing with me. And I'm learning more as I get older, and I'm there. Oh, look at all the depth here. And I don't know. Mandalorian seems very Well, this happened, and then this happened. What do you think of that? Oh boy! And then Grogu, and I don't know. I don't know. You can allude to adult things, but you need to show them. See, I don't even think that's necessary. See, I like the way that in that first episode of Andor, this is not a spoiler, but it looks like some sort of like almost like a strip club. But they don't show any, Twi'leks running around, flopping everywhere. But you get the idea that this is a or a pleasure palace or something like that. You don't have to see it, but the fact that it's there and the fact that there's a lot of things going on. And I think that's the other thing is Lucas wrote those stories in a way to make it feel like when you meet somebody, there's immediately you get the idea that they have a history, and you get the idea that there's a lot that we don't know. With Mandalorian, a lot of it seems just, I mean, yeah, they're talking about history and stuff, but it just seems very, I don't know, it's very surface level. I don't know, that's just how I feel. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. I want an adult-only Star Wars, even if it's just one. Yeah, Disney will never do that. Which is a lot of people don't like Disney because of that. That they're afraid to take Star Wars in new directions. But I think Andor shows that you can have a more mature story and not have to go that route. So, Star Wars. I mean, I don't know about that. Well, that was different. That was milking. I don't know. I get what you're saying, Phil, but yeah. If you're going to spend the money it takes to make a Star Wars movie, you can't limit it to adults. Oh, no, and you're right. And that's the thing. And even a studio will look at things like that. That, like, Warner Brothers was kind of scared about The Matrix when it first came out because it was like, look, we're already limiting things because we're making it R-rated. How much money are we not going to make? And then, of course, they said the same thing about Joker, and then Joker made $1 billion and won an Academy Award. So I think it's all kind of out the window now, and which is a good thing. People should be free, or a story should be free to be able to be told in the best way possible. And if that means going over the PG-13 line, then so be it. That's the way I look at it. So be it. And like the way that like the what is it? The director's cut? Is it the director's cut? A Batman v Superman? It was literally just, they just threw in a couple F-bombs. There wasn't really much difference. But no, the number 4 should never have been made for Matrix. Well, yeah, you're right. And if you watch the movie, it kind of feels like that Lana Wachowski felt the same way. So, not Gary. Was the person that wrote this poll having a stroke? No. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We have a change in the hierarchy. Strawberry Farm Cake is number 1 with 50% of the votes. We've got Sour Chew in second place. And we have Poor Grappleberry, whatever, on the bottom. Look. Again, I'm probably just going to have to try this myself. And I actually put in the pistachio flavor that I had another bottle of. That's what's in here now. So, cleaned out the raspberry, now I have pistachio. And it's so good. Ninjinzu, what's up? Disney's cutting back big time, limiting budgets to 150 to 175 million per movie, only 3 per year and only 2 series. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, and I didn't feel like it was not proper. That's not the right word. I didn't feel like it was necessary to talk about that just yet because it doesn't directly affect anything that we know of yet. So it felt like it was too high level for me to talk about. But yes, the that there's a lot of pullback from with Bob Iger back in charge, kind of going, okay, everybody needs to chill out. You guys are just putting out too much crap. You're spreading everybody thin. Marvel, you're putting out way too much stuff, and the quality is going down because you don't have that personal touch that it felt like the first, well, pre-Avengers Endgame felt like a lot, like almost every single movie it was a winner. Almost every single one. I mean, some of the, again, Thor Dark World, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, you could say, not that great. But for the most part, those movies were pretty damn good. So Iger's saying we need to pull back. I'm interested to see what that's going to do with Disney. Because, look, all of this stuff with Disney, with Star Wars. Because I still feel like there's room for Star Wars movies and Star Wars series. It's all dependent upon the story being told. And to me, Kenobi was that weird situation where, okay, let's pull back on the movies, but now we have this Disney Plus thing. Let's just stretch it out and make it a series, and it didn't work. For the most part, I don't think it worked. Now, did it do well for them? I don't even know. And I don't even know if most people know. I mean, of course, Disney knows how well it did, but it's just one of those things where there's room for Star Wars movies as well as, a series or whatever. You can tell a smaller story and take the time to build up your characters and get away from the Skywalkers. Please, just do that. Just do that. So even the mighty Disney are cutting back. Yeah. I mean, financial troubles in the sense that I think that they poured so much money into Disney Plus, and finding out that there's a ceiling to how, like, especially if people only sign up for, a month or two to watch whatever show they want to watch, and then they pull it back. That's, and I think a lot of the streaming services are feeling that right now. Apple is the only one that's basically saying, look, we're going all in on this theatrical thing. We have some good writers. We have a good thing going. Let's get it going. And $1 billion worth of movies coming out every year from Apple. That's crazy. But I mean, a lot of their shows are really good. So we'll see. Will they release like 10 movies and 40 series of Marvel a month? Well, they were, yeah. Now they're trying to cut that back and trying to say, okay, let's get more focused. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Oh, Fantastic Four made you appreciate Thor 2. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot. It's an interesting problem because it keeps changing. Things keep changing. For that couple of year period with the pandemic, streamers were like making tons of money. Twitch streamers were making tons of money because people were staying at home and they had, they had the time for that. Now that everything's pretty much back opened up, they found that, oh my gosh, we're not making the money that we were making, and things are changing again. So it's an interesting problem to try to chase that consumer dollar, when it comes to entertainment. That entertainment people keep changing their focus. It's interesting. Marvel started to fall apart. I'm guessing Moon Knight is nice, but doesn't feel connected, kind of like a separate thing. That's my issue with Marvel at present. Nothing feels connected. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Damn autocorrect. Yeah. And the thing is, though, the thing with Marvel is I don't feel like they have to have everything connected. There's plenty of Batman stories. I have to go to Batman because that's what I grew up reading. I didn't read Marvel when I was a kid. I just never did, except for Transformers and G.I. Joe. But you can make a 10 or 12 issue story, but then you could have just side stories that would just go off and, have a 2 or 3 episode arc or a 2 or 3 issue arc, or you could have a singular standalone graphic novel. And that's the thing that I don't understand why Marvel doesn't see that, or why Disney doesn't see that. Why they have to feel like everything has to have, that connective tissue. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. When's the when's the next Discord chat so I can see if I'm off that day? I'm going to have to look, because usually we would do Saturday afternoons or Friday nights. That's what we have been doing. This weekend was just way too busy with birthday stuff, I mean, come on. But yeah, I'll have to look at it. It may be Friday night, and if not Friday night, we might have to wait into the week. So it just depends. It depends on what's going on with the wife, because here's the thing. I have to keep that lady happy, And if that means that I don't get to see John Wick 4 until Thursday night, which is what's happening. We're going to go see John Wick 4 Thursday night. If I have to wait because she wants to see it, that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Marvel's hoping Guardians 3 is a big hit. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that's interesting, right? Because that's James Gunn's last hurrah in Marvel. It's such an interesting thing going on between the two companies. It's going to be really fun to see how things play out. But vintage toy prices went through the roof during the pandemic. It's slowing back down now. Okay. That's interesting. And I guess maybe people were like, man, we don't have crap on our desk. I need a statue of, what's her face from Cowboy Bebop on my desk. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Anyway. Have to keep the wife happy. That I can relate to. Well, the thing is, I mean, you have to understand, I'm not working. 100% of my time is either watching a movie so I can review it, and then some of them they don't get reviewed because I'm like, I don't have anything to say about that. It's not very interesting, whatever. Or I'm writing my script, which is on my laptop here, or I'm making a video. So it's like, but I'm not really bringing in the money. So I've got to at least do things, keep busy. You know what I mean? And I do the cooking. Yes, I do all the cooking. In fact, I've been looking for one of the things that I love to make are like slow cooker or instant pot stuff. I love that kind of stuff. The problem is a lot of it's really high in calories. It's like, oh yeah, you just throw in a stick of butter and that thing will be awesome. And I'm like, okay, well that doesn't work with what do you call it? The healthy train we're on, So, got a cabin on Toledo Bend rented for the week starting Saturday for my 15th wedding anniversary. Well, congratulations, Ted, on 15 years. It's crazy, right? Does it feel like 15 years? Or are you like, man, feels like it went by in a flash? Because I'll tell you this year in September, we will have been married for 23 years. Does not feel like it. But then again, we don't have kids. If we had kids, it would feel like longer. But man, it's just, flown by. Yeah, exactly. Same here as I work from home. My wife doesn't. Yeah, and my wife goes in to work 3 days a week. Now she wasn't there for years. In fact, she just started going back. I guess it was like late last year. So she was home for 2.5 years, and it's a little different. It's different. Like, for example, if I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done farting around in here. I'm going to go play some Diablo or watch some Twitch or whatever, I'm going to relax because I've been doing stuff. I'll come home, April comes home and I'm in there playing Diablo. She's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So I have to try to stay as busy as possible to keep her happy, but also it keeps me going, because I've gotten in ruts, and this was a rut before, in between the movie finishing and starting Order 42. Man, I was just depressed because I had nothing to do, and Billy was like, "Well, there's nothing really to do yet. I got to put this thing together, and we've got to do reshoots, but we're gonna wait to do the reshoots in March or April. Then we can start doing real post production stuff like the sound editing and all that." So I was just kind of like twiddling my thumbs, and I was just depressed because I had nothing to do. This has kept me going, and it's like I'm constantly thinking about, okay, I can review that, or I can watch this, or I can, you know, fill up a damn shelf with movies. You know what I mean? It keeps me going, and it's fun. It's just fun to do. So there you go. Have anyone seen Dungeons and Dragons yet? They mention Baldur's Gate. Interesting. I did not know that. And no, I haven't seen it. April's kind of on it, and if she continues to be on it, I'll go and watch it, when she's at work or something. Because I do want to see it. But now we got Super Mario Brothers coming out tonight, so I kind of want to see that too. Finally watched Top Gun Maverick. That was a damn good movie, right? It was fun. It's a fun movie. It's just really, really well done. It's a story well told. No politics. No. I mean, look. We have problems as a nation. We have problems economically. We have problems racially. All of these things. But you know what? This is just a good story, a story well told, and we don't let anything get in the way of just this simple, fun story. And it really, really was well done. So there you go. 1,000 hours on Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Dragon Age Origins. You know what's funny? I pulled up because I'm playing. I'm kind of like, and I'm not saying a lot of time, but like I'll spend 30 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, whatever, playing Diablo 3 because there's a new season. Playing Diablo 4 for the short time that I was able to play it. I started playing Diablo 3 again and just getting into the new season and all that. And I'm just kind of grinding things right now because you have to grind. There's this new element in there where it's like, okay, to upgrade some stuff and get some stuff unlocked, you have to do this. And in order to do that, you have to be a certain level, blah, 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 blah. So I've been grinding. And I looked up as I was getting it reinstalled because anyway, it doesn't matter. I had like 490 hours in that game. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I had that much. And that's just only on the PS5 or I guess on my account, because I'm guessing that it takes into account that I've been playing it. I played it on PS4 and PS5, but I also have it on Switch. I also have it on Mac. I played that game a lot. So I'm not a D&D person, Rob. Isn't Baldur's Gate in that world? I don't know all of the Baldur's Gate stuff. I just know that I don't know jack about Dungeons and Dragons either. Never got into it. But yeah, okay, so looks like Magnus is explaining it right there. Yeah, and well, the thing is I think Baldur's Gate created as almost like an offshoot of Dungeons and Dragons? Like it isn't Dungeons and Dragons, but it's got some of the same elements and some of the same stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I did want to bring this up before we get into I guess some interesting movie stuff. Was that it was not announced, I shouldn't say that. It was leaked. I don't know who the person was that leaked it. I didn't follow the breadcrumbs to find out who did it. But I found it from a video on YouTube called Brick Clicker that a new Lego set is coming out in October, and it's the Venator. If you don't, or Venator class Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. This just shows. I mean, this is like the Mold King. This is like, the in the top right there. That is a like a off-brand Lego or whatever. But holy crap, I am excited. Yes, it's going to be Lego. It's going to be 5,374 pieces, which is bigger than my Star Destroyer that's in there. It's going to be $650. It's going to have Captain Yularen and Captain Rex, and it comes out on October 1st. That's a good ship in Awaken the Rebellion. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's a game. But yeah, I showed it to April and she's like, "All right, well, happy anniversary to us." So we're probably going to get it. And yeah, nowhere to put it. I have no idea. But this is a ship that April and I both like. So we're buying it. And yeah, the VIP access will come in handy. I don't know how much money I have in that account. In that VIP thing, but yeah, I might get, $50, $100 off. I recommend XP Gamer Channel and his playthrough of Awaken the Rebellion Star Wars RTS. RTS. Not an RTS guy. Just saying. Use the VIP route. Oh, yeah. Well, see, and this is the thing that's annoying. If I would have known, I would have been using that VIP thing from the beginning. I've had the VIP stuff forever. But those points or whatever that helps the cost come down, I didn't even know that was a thing. So there you go. I need a Lego Grievous vehicle, whatever that's called. Grievous vehicle? You mean this thing? Wheel bike? Man, that would be difficult to get in Lego. I mean, I'm sure they've probably done it. Oh, no, there you go. Looks like they have done it. You can't... My stupid fat head's in the way. Hold on. Is that me? Yeah. That's a very small... 261 pieces. But that looks pretty old. Yeah, $165 for that because it's old. It's vintage. The new indie sets look cool. Yes, I know. I want the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even the Last Crusade one looks cool with the Sean Connery but nowhere to put it. Does getting cut with a lightsaber stop the bleeding? It's supposed to cauterize the wound. Yes. But yeah. That's why it doesn't make sense in A New Hope 77 that when Obi-Wan cuts off Pondo Baba's arm, there's blood on the ground. So that looks like the car Mr. Garrison made on South Park. Revenge of the Sith will be 20 years old soon. Well, I mean, we just passed 20 years old on 20 years on Attack of the Clones, which is insane. Not if a Jedi cuts off your head. How do you mean? How do you mean there? Well, I think it's time that we go ahead and we stop the poll. We stop the poll. And the reason we're going to stop the poll is because it's time. Was that the guy who said my friend here doesn't like you? Well, that's Dr. Evazan. Pondo Baba is Walrus Man. It's Walrus Man's arm that gets cut off. But yeah. Qui-Gon should have lived. That does a lot of damage to your internal organs. The Jedi becomes immortal. Well, some of them do. If they know the secret. But, so I'm going to end the poll now. in the poll. And they're the winner, Strawberry Farm Cake. But here's the deal. So you guys actually picked 1 and 2, which is why I kept saying that I'm going to have to try this one by myself because you guys never pick it. So, Strawberry Farm Cake and Sour Chew. There you go. Losing a limb can give you a heart attack. But okay, so here's the deal. I don't know why my voice did that. Yeah, so basically very similar tanks, both dual coil guys. Just look, I'm just going to say it. A beautiful wicking job on both of them. Bucho, you missed out on the voting. But here we go. Beautiful wicking job on both of these. I mean, if I do say so myself. Right? So anyway, that's what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 in each of these. Pro wicker. That's right. Blood pressure and blood loss. Yeah. Size isn't everything. That's true. Rufus, welcome. What tanks are you using? This one is called the Intake Dual. This is no longer available. This is there you go. It says Intake Dual Coil because I have an Intake Single Coil. I have 2 of those. The problem with the single coil is, well, it's a single coil, and I like dual coil. So the Intake Dual is probably my most used tank since I started vaping in 2014. So yeah. But this one, the Blaze is available. This is the Blaze Dual Coil. There's a Blaze RTA, and then there's a Blaze Solo RTA, I think is what they call it. So both of those are available on that website that I showed you. I can't say that on YouTube, or they might seriously, they might say something. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put Strawberry Farm Cake, the winner, in my favorite tank ever. And then we're going to put Sour Chew in here. And no, Bucho, Grappleberry did not win. Just in case you're wondering. So, first thing to do is taste it. Or knuckle it. Oh my God, I can't even. Oh my God. It's one of these child. Okay. I'm going to hurt my freaking. Get your wife to open it for you. You know what, Magnus? Screw you, buddy. Just kidding. It's the way that it's got these little. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Yeah. Sometimes I miss building coils. Too easy to use tanks, though. Cost means nothing. Being able to tilt the thing is everything. Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what? We're going to open this one, too, because it's the same. Okay, that one opened up no problem. This one, for whatever reason, it's not letting go of the little click. Okay, there we go. Jeez. That was nuts. Okay, Strawberry Farm Cake. All right. Knuckle time. Okay, that tastes awesome. So while we oops, wrong thing. While we sit here and you wait for me to finish wicking both. Oh, let me do this one too. This makes sense. Let's do both together. Sour Chew now. I don't knuckle. I just put the nozzle in my mouth. Yeah, there's a guy that used to be one of these like crazy builders, like coil builders. His name was Kent Twisted Messes. Anyway, what he does is he'll fill up his tank or whatever, and then he'll like suck the end of it off, and I'm like, that's gross because then your grossness is on the. I don't know. It's just not me. I don't. It's not me. Okay. Yeah. See, it's just not my thing, Rufus. It's just not. But yeah. Ricky, seriously, I saw that again about things that are never available. Basically anything Mike Vapes makes is pretty dang good. So his Blaze RTAs, his he's made a couple of mods that are awesome. Because you're gross. I'm not saying that. It's just for me, it's like I can't do it. But yeah, the Blaze, the Eclipse, uh, which looks like this. That's the Eclipse dual, or this is the Eclipse single coil. I never bought the dual coil, but yeah, trust me, if you can find them, get Mike Vape stuff. So anyway, while we wick this, I want you guys to look at this and tell me what you think because I'm curious what other people think about this. Okay, so when did you start vaping, and are you worried about getting cancer from it? Magnus, that's impossible. Well, I'm not going to say impossible. The all of the cancer forming chemicals that are in cigarettes are not here in vaping. Vaping has 4 ingredients. You've got nicotine, you've got PG, propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, and flavoring. 4 things. And none of those cause cancer. So there you go. Nicotine is a naturally formed compound, I guess, that's in a lot of things. Tomatoes. I think there's some in different sorts of peppers. So yeah, I'm not afraid of getting cancer from this. So you forgot hope. The 6th ingredient is hope. Yeah, the 5th ingredient is love, and then the 6th ingredient is hope. Same flavor they use for candy, I'll add. Food safe. Exactly. Now, am I saying that this is 100% without any sort of risk? No. But what this is harm reduction. You know, for the thousands of components that are in cigarettes, I got 4 components here, none of which have been linked to lung cancer or any kind of cancer. So, just saying. Anyway, if anything, it could just be the extra stuff going into your lungs that could potentially damage them over time by needing to clear the extra stuff. I'd say cancer chances are much, much lower. Well, I mean, the Royal College of Physicians in the UK, which was the first, I must be thinking of e-cigarettes. That's what these are. E-cigarettes are the exact same. Vaping and e-cigarettes, they're all the same thing. The Royal College of Physicians in England, which is a consortium of doctors from all over the world, but they're based in England. I think it's like 40,000 doctors or something. They do basically it's almost like a check every year, and they do testing and all that stuff, and they put out their findings. And year after year since 2016 have said that e-cigarettes, vaping products, vaporizers, nicotine delivery devices, however you want to say that, are at least 95% safer than traditional combustible cigarettes. But there are some countries that have tried to outlaw these because it goes against the economy because the economy of tobacco growers and cigarette sellers, manufacturers, is very high, and they have deep pockets. So they have done a very, very good job lobbying against what is actually the best quit smoking aid in the history of ever. But there you go. I'd say it's the equivalent of breathing on a humid day or Texas on an average day. Yes. But here's the thing. All I can tell you is my own, because I can't make any health claims or anything like that because I'm just a guy. I'm not a whatever. And I don't want to get, slapped with a strike or whatever. But here's what I can tell you. I smoked for 22 years. 22 years. And when I moved completely over from cigarettes to vaping, my sense of taste got better. My sense of smell got better. My voice got better. Like I could sing again. Which is, I know it's a weird thing, but I could tell the difference. Everything opened up, and it's like the world got turned up to 11 again. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Everything got better. The smells, I was able to smell things, which I'm telling you, in some cases is a bad thing. Like when you go into IKEA on a hot day, you get to smell everybody. That's gross. But anyway, my sense of smell got better. My sense of taste got better. My breathing got better. I was never one that smoked so much that I was hacking at night and stuff like that. Never happened. Because I just didn't smoke that much. But I did enjoy the act of smoking. Anyway, when I started vaping, quit smoking, it was a night and day difference. And my blood pressure actually improved. A lot of things. So anyway. So and I will catch up. I will catch up with this stuff. It's getting hot in here. Turn that up a little bit. While I get these all primed and ready to go, ready to vape, I want you guys to take a look at this and just, like I said, just tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about. Tell me what you think. I'm gonna just do that. I'm here. Okay. But what do you think about this? Is this does this bother you? Are you upset about it? What are your opinions? Just tell me what you think. I'm still here, by the way. I'm still here. I just turned off the camera. The camera still see look, I'm still here. I'm just busy doing the thing here. So okay. Here, real quick. I just got it juiced up. I'm gonna. Okay. Got to turn. Oop. Got to turn it on. 5 clicks, turn it on. 75 watts, 0.18 resistance. It's going. Interesting. I'm going to let that just sit for a second. I'm going to do the other one. I'm still here. But tell me what you think. Not sure what I'm looking at. What you're looking at is the tomato meter. The Super Mario Brothers movie that comes out. The first showing is tonight at midnight. But from 83 reviews, the critics have said that, or 83%, gosh, what am I saying? 83 reviews. 55% of those are favorable reviews. 45% of those reviews are not favorable, which means that only 55% of those critics enjoyed the movie. So I'm interested because a lot of you guys, some of you guys came from, you guys have been, some of you have been following me for a while, but some of you have come from the Game Chasers. So I would assume that a lot of you guys are fans of video games. So I was wanting to know what you guys thought. Very interesting. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I dropped a piece of the tank there. Okay. Get this on here. Okay. Okay, you've had a look at that. Now, we'll just put this. Not that. We'll put this here. So yeah, I'm interested what you guys think about Super Mario Brothers because I have a lot of thoughts about a 55% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which means that doesn't mean that that's the grade of the movie. What that means is that 55% of the critics like the movie. So, I just finished filling up Sour Chew in this one. Let's open up the airflow because you got to have airflow. Oops. Okay, I have this too tight. Okay, what is going on here? There we go. Now, tighten that down. Okay. All right, here we go. Sour Chew. You spilled that crap all over your nuts. No, I didn't. Okay. It's cool to hear you guys Rob chucks them clouds. I mean, well, it's mostly the device or the tank. When you have two coils, I mean, that's what happens. All right. So, real quick, I'm just going to say this strawberry farm cake, it's got a very like a real strawberry kind of flavor. It tastes like almost like an angel food cake, like a strawberry shortcake. Is what it tastes like. So you've got the kind of fluffy yellow cake, but a mild flavor with the tartness of a real strawberry. That's what this tastes like. It's pretty dang good. I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty dang good. But it also has a bit of a funk to it. I'm on a dual coil 69 watts. I don't chuck like that. Well, this is 75 watts. This one is on. This is a 0.2. No, I'm sorry. No. This is a point. Well, these are both 0.18. They're the same coils. 75 watts on each of them. That's pretty dang good. I mean, good job, guys. Good job. That was a good one. I will tell you that the the one from last week, what was that? What was that one last week? Oh, the raspberry cake batter. Not great. But I found that I do vape it. So it's not like a total like a waste, like one that goes in the bin of shame over here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. This one, Sour Chew, tastes like it's like an apple grape. It's good. I will tell you that I need to knock it off though. So both of them, look, you guys did a great job. Great job. Both of these are awesome. Made by the same company, I believe. Um, I mean, they have a similar styling. Um, it doesn't actually say who makes it. Oh, Fresh Farms e-liquid. Okay, Fresh Farms, good stuff. So hey, Ricky, you're into, and Rufus even. You guys are into it. There you go. Good stuff. All right, let me get caught up. Okay, let's talk about. Yeah, let's talk about this. So, the tobacco companies have been doing a good job of ruining the name of vaping. Well, it's not just tobacco companies. Bloomberg. It's why you'll never see me quote Bloomberg on this show, because the guy's a. Mm-mm. And it's definitely money. But I would also say that the pharmaceutical companies that make things like Chantix and Nicorette, they are also looking to destroy the good name of vaping. So that's a thing too. If someone has been smoking for around 20 years, minus a couple for vaping, I think you're correct. Vaping is the way better choice. Yeah, but it's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not looking to outlaw smoking. I say if somebody wants to, sorry, we'll get to Super Mario in a second. But if somebody wants to smoke a cigarette or a cigar or snuff or any of that stuff, I'm all for that. I'm all for freedom, the freedom to do what you want. You want to, dude, I think if you want to smoke some cannabis, who am I to judge? As long as you're not hurting anyone else, I have no problem with it. I don't. But there's people out there, like Bloomberg, who tried to outlaw anything over 20 ounces, any soft drink over 20 ounces in New York. I mean, there's the nanny state, right? No. I'm for personal freedoms, and I think that I should be able to choose the healthier alternative. Period. I don't care how much money you make from it. This is a healthier alternative, so there you go. I like being able to skateboard without huffing and puffing after. A few times a year, I will smoke a cigar and some weed. There you go, Magnus. I mean, hey. I live in refinery country here in Southeast Texas, so breathing the air in general isn't great. Yeah. The graphics in that game look amazing. I wish Nintendo still made cutting edge hardware. I'm kind of with you on that. I want a Switch Pro. I want a 4K Switch. Why not? You still haven't even seen the trailer. Well, Bucho, come on, man. Get on it. Because now we're talking about Super Mario a little bit. I don't look at websites for movies, especially Rotten Tomatoes, so don't bother me. Well, I understand that. But I mean, to me, it's a good, a lot of times it's a measure of what critics are thinking. But again, I watched Chris Stuckman's review, and I watched Jeremy John's review, and I watched Johnny Millennium's Happy Console Gamer review. And they all said pretty much the same thing. It's light on story, but newsflash, so are the games. The games are light on story. What this movie is an experiential event. It's not meant to be something where, like, oh, what's the hidden story behind Mario and Luigi's plumbing service or something like. I mean, I don't know what critics were expecting. I expected it to be just a fun time hanging out in this world with these characters. That's what I expected. So again, it goes back to Roger Ebert saying it's not what the story's about, it's how it's about it. So if it does its job in that regard, I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to enjoy it. But anyway, it's going to be the next big thing, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. I would not be opposed to that. I think that'd be really, really good. So, Me and my friends are having a Mario party. First the movie, then go-kart, then a house party with Mario-themed games, and I'm DJing the after party. Yahoo! Well, Ninjinzu, that sounds like a great time. A great time. And don't let that 55% bother you, because it's just a guide. It's just a helpful guide. In a lot of cases, it depends on the movie, but a lot of cases you look at Rotten Tomatoes and you say, okay, well, that gives me a good idea of what I'm looking at. So, for an example here, look at this. John Wick Chapter 4. 95% of the 312 people who watched it enjoyed the movie. And 94% of the audience score enjoyed the movie. So there you go. I mean, it's just a helpful guide. It's not like, it's not meant to be like, oh, well, only 55% of the people like this movie, so I probably won't like it. No, you know, it's just a helpful guide. It is made for kids, and yeah, it's a kids movie, not grown ass critics. But see, that's the thing. If you're a critic, to me, the way to criticize something is to look at the target audience. So, Nintendo fans, children, and does the movie work for those people? What are the rules set out for, at the beginning of the movie? I don't know what they're expecting. But to me, I feel like critics should look at it from that perspective. So, visuals probably cool, story probably dunked on. Yeah, exactly. Critics are stupid. And no, I didn't spill anything. I wish the Switch had graphics that good. I would pay $500 for a Nintendo system. I'd pay more than that. I would. It depends on what it is. But yeah, I'd pay more than that. Wait, Siskel and Ebert gave me 2 dead parents. I'm not sure. I like that you make it an event. Fun little bonus to hanging out here. Oh, there you go. Oh, and Ricky. I mean, I'm sure you're already gone, but drive safe. I would decriminalize all drugs. I mean, look, that's woe beyond. If I don't smoke, I can't leave the house. I'm a free market libertarian. I mean, the thing is, it's really about, again, if it's not hurting anybody else, who the hell cares? Oh, the kids. Yeah, you should see the smoking rates for kids. They've gone way, 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 way down. And yeah, some kids were experimenting with Juul. I'll tell you this. When I was in high school, I experimented with a lot of stuff. Legalize victimless crimes. And Johnny Millennium is a legend. He's awesome. I really, really enjoy him. He's one of those people that are in the space that I haven't gotten to meet yet, and I'd really like to meet him. I think he and I would really, really get along, would really gel. I mean, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. He could think I'm an asshole. I don't know. But I feel like we have a similar outlook on life, and I love his passion, his passion for video games. I just love it. Anyway. I don't want to go see the movie this Friday, but I don't want to be around a bunch of dumb kids. I don't like children. Well, I kind of understand that. I don't watch any critics for movies. I make my own mind up. I have a card that's for a monthly fee, allows me to watch as many films as I like. Yes, I enjoy those. Unfortunately, I don't have a theater near me that has something like that. So, yeah. Yeah. But that's awesome. That's awesome that you have that. And the thing is, it doesn't matter what any critic thinks. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what the person next to you thinks. If you enjoy the movie, enjoy the movie. I mean, look at one of the ones that I put up on the shelf the other day. Wild Wild West. Nobody liked that movie. Nobody liked that movie. And the movie tanked at the box office. But you know what? I find things that I can enjoy in it. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you want to go watch Super Mario Brothers and have a good time, Go watch Super Mario Brothers and have a good time. That's all there is to it. So there you go. Ryan Reynolds would make a great Kirby. Did you hear my voice? Yeah, this has a this actually reminds me, the strawberry farm cake reminds me of something that I've had before. Hmm. I've seen plenty of movies with low scores that I ended up loving. I know it. I know it. Here's one of my favorite ones to look at. Because it cracks me up. Is it this one? Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, 21%. 21%. Like, what? That movie's fun. But then you look at the audience score and you go, okay, 72% of the people like it. But I'm just saying, look, sometimes it's a helpful guide. Sometimes it doesn't even matter. And there's only 28 reviews listed for Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. So there you go. I've seen plenty of movies with low scores that I ended up loving. Yeah. For me, it's both ways. I've seen movies that the critics go nuts over and I go, that was a piece of shit. And then there's been times when I'm a movie's like halfway, like 50%, and I go watch it and I'm going, that's awesome. I enjoyed it. I don't know. Ryan Reynolds would make a great Kirby. I'm still thinking about that. That could be interesting. And yeah, that John Wick score is crazy. The weird thing is that one is a weird one because I'm kind of, I'm always rooting for Keanu because I think he's such a good dude. And as I've said, I've been a fan of his much longer than it became cool to love Keanu Reeves. No, I loved him back in Bram Stoker's Dracula. How bad he is in that movie. He's bad in it. He's completely miscast. But I loved him. And I loved him in Point Break in 93. I loved him in Parenthood. That was one of his first movies. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I've loved Keanu Reeves for many, many years. And then I saw him do Little Buddha and was like, holy crap, this dude's awesome. He's really, really good. He's got to have the right director and the right story. And this guy can shine. And The Matrix, look, The Matrix was literally made for him. Amazing. Can you imagine Will Smith in that? I can't. Amazing. You got to see Jurassic World 4 again. I know what you meant. John Wick 4. But it's kind of funny. Every time I see that, I think John Wick or Jurassic World. Just been waiting since the first movie for them to make it right. A lot is on this movie, and that is absolutely true. If this movie doesn't do well, then the future of a, say, Legend of Zelda movie, a Metroid movie, may never happen. I could see a lot of different video game movies being made based on the success of this. Because, I mean, Sonic is one thing, but Sonic isn't the mainstream, This is a mainstream game. A lot of people have played some or many Super Mario games. So, yeah, this is a big deal. Wild Wild West. I love Showgirls and the whole world hates that movie. Yeah, I don't like it. Reminds you of Strawberry Farm Cake. No, it reminds me of something that I've had, like I'm talking about years ago. It's a weird, there's so many different strawberry flavors out there. There's some that are very sweet, like a strawberry Starburst. Doesn't taste like real strawberries. It tastes very artificial candy, And then there's the real strawberry flavor, like almost like it's like you open, those packages of strawberries in the plastic container, and you crack that lid open and you just take a whiff. That's what this kind of reminds me of. It's crazy. Wild Wild West, Kevin Smith tells a great story about the producer of that movie. Yeah, that's why I did that. It was Clerks 3 and Wild Wild West, and the name of it was Kevin Smith and Mechanical Spiders. I didn't want to go into it because there's no way I could do it justice. That story with Kevin Smith talking about John Peters, the producer of Wild Wild West, and that he was going to be the producer of the Superman movie, directed by Tim Burton. Amazing story. Amazing story. And yeah, Ace Ventura is legendary. The Kirby thing was a joke. They make him everything else. But you know, Rufus, the thing is, though, with the right story, Ryan Reynolds could be great in it. And from everything I've heard so far, is that it seems like a lot of people are coming to Chris Pratt's defense now and saying, you know what, Chris Pratt's not that bad. In fact, he did a really good job. They're going on and on about how great Charlie Day is in it and how great Jack Black is. But people are defending Chris Pratt and saying, yeah, he's really not that bad. I think Happy Console Gamer was talking about, was it Charles Martinet? Is that his name? That he totally could have done this, but he almost understands that they want it. It's just like many animated films that are going to be mainstream. You kind of need actors that are like recognizable big actors, big name actors to be roles in movies like this because it helps sell the movie. I don't necessarily agree with that, but hey, a Metroid movie, I'd be so happy, but at least we've got the Alien series. I recently rewatched Requiem and enjoyed it much more than the first time. Is that the one? Is that the one, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, right? Is that the one on Earth? See, I always forget his name. I interviewed one of the visual effects artists for that movie, and some of the kills in Requiem, if Requiem is the one that's on Earth, I think it is. Some of the kills that were really like, holy crap, that was cool. He did it. He did those. And it was really cool to talk to him about that. Yeah. Google Kevin Smith, John Peters, or search on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It is good. Not for Mario, you don't. They made more people. They made more people mad than picked up Pratt fans. Well, that's the thing. I'm talking about people that seem to have been against Chris Pratt originally are coming around and saying, no, he did a really good job. And they think they're defending the movie not having a story, a deep story, that it's a very simple story. I think a Metroid movie will be coming, especially if Mario does well. I could see them do a Legend of Zelda one. The problem is, how do you make Link talk? You can't go through a whole movie without him not saying anything. And he's even carrying conversations in Breath of the Wild. He's just doing this bit where he's like, so it's I don't know. I have a weird shaped head. I don't know. I do. I think my head looks different when my hair's short. Probably coming soon, by the way. I can't stand this hair. It's driving me nuts. Hot take, I don't think Chris Pratt is a turd. I like him. He seems like a good dude. I'm there with you. I'm right there with you. I mean, the thing is, I think a lot of people went after him because of his religious stances and stuff like that. I don't think the guy's a bad guy. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think he's a bad guy. And look, if I'm not going to go after Tom Cruise for being a wacko when it comes to Scientology, I'm not going to go after Chris Pratt for being a Christian. Just doesn't make sense. Now, I think a lot of people will look at Chris Pratt as, I feel like a lot of religious groups get behind an actor when they say they're Christian and all that kind of stuff. And they put him on this pedestal. And then, he leaves his wife and goes with another woman and then has a baby, and they look down on that. And I'm like, they're human though. Do you like his acting or not? Because the truth is, I don't think any of that shit matters. I just don't. I'm not going to be their friend, and I don't have to deal with them. So what the hell do I care? Do I like him in the movie or not? But hey, Pratt isn't in the Hollywood club, so he gets bad press. I liked him in The Office. I'm sure he's fine in Jurassic Park and Guardians. I haven't watched them yet. You mean, oh, what's that other one? Parks and Rec, right? He wasn't in The Office. I do the same thing though. I constantly a little more. I don't confuse them as much. Parks and Rec and The Office. Now that I watched all of The Office, and Parks and Rec, I just couldn't get into. It just didn't make me laugh. It would be funny if they filmed the Zelda movie where no one talks. I have a weird shaped head. I don't think so, but that was funny AF. Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's just weird looking. My ears are red. In fact, my whole face is red. It's because it's a little warm in here. But hey. I like Christians when they aspire to be like Christ. I'm an atheist and I do that myself. I just like decent humans. I don't care what your religion is. Just don't be a prick, you know? That's how I look at it. Can't blame you with Parks and Rec. The first season is weak. Okay, because I got about halfway through and was just like, I can't. I got other things to do. But like the U.S. office, it picks up in season 2. Rufus, I would like the power to turn water into wine. I mean, I think a lot of people would like that, you know? A lot of people would like that. But man, it's such a different. Okay, I'm gonna go off on a weird little tangent, vape stuff, right? There's really a couple of different ways that you can go when you start vaping. You can go more of like the dessert route, and then you can do the fruity route, and then you can do like the tobacco, kind of tobacco route. I've never been much on the tobacco side, but I really like the dessert stuff. But sometimes the dessert stuff can be almost too sweet. I don't know. That actually went down the wrong tube there. I almost like choked on it. Turn down the airflow just a little bit. That is tasty though. This is like apple grape nerds is what this tastes like. It's good. You could pickle people if you could turn water to wine. Dude, that San Dimas high school football rules. Dude, I'm serious. When I first saw that movie, that part cracked because it's computers. San Dimas high school football rules. I mean, just the way that whole scene plays out just cracks me up. It's so because I know guys like that are just. I just know people like that, and it's funny. It makes me laugh. But anyway. You're absolutely right. Be excellent to each other. For sure. Just again. Like, it's kind of like, one of the most important, what do you call it? Morals, I guess. Ways of living your life that's in the Bible that I think is really important. Do unto others as they would do unto you, right? I'm not even Christian and I believe that. I believe that. Because I believe that if you show people the respect that you hope that you get, a lot of walls get broken down. And you learn things about people and it's beautiful. It's beautiful what happens when you treat people with respect and you treat people like they're people and not just whatever. You know, let somebody in, on the highway. Don't cut them off. I'm guilty of this. I'll block people from getting in, but sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Come on in, buddy. Come on in. Do your thing. It's a weird thing. And I feel like if you live your life with positive vibes, you get positive vibes back. And it's not like a karma thing. It's more of just like, I don't know. I don't know I don't know what I'm saying. I'm an idiot anyway. The pronunciation of grappleberry should depend on how the flavor is. More apple or more grape. You're damn right. And the problem is it's not open. So I don't want to taste it yet. Because once you open it, it starts to oxidize. So usually it's like once it's open, you kind of want to go ahead and vape it. But I don't have anything ready. I mean, I've only got the two. And some people didn't vote for it. So I don't know who I was trying to avoid hear that. It's so stupid. I'm an idiot. Rob, I'm sure you've answered this, but what script are you writing? Is it a sequel to Game Chasers movie? It is. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. There are two stories that we have worked on, and I'm talking about me, Billy, Jay, that we have talked about and discussed at length. One of them is a spin-off of the Game Chasers movie, Adventures in Game Chasing, if you weren't already aware. And you can pretty much guess what that is. Eric and Chief. It's a Ghost Getters spin-off kind of movie. There were so many different ways that we were kind of talking about all the different ideas that I have no idea where that one is right now. The one that I'm working on is, it's sort of a sidequel, maybe. Yeah. So it's sort of a story that takes place in the same universe with some of the same characters. And it's about I have talked about this. And in fact, Jay talked about it. So I can definitely, it's about a failing video store, which Jay and I both know a lot about. So yeah, the GCU or the GCEU expanded universe. Like some Kevin Smith movies. Yes. 8-Bit Eric and the Mystery of the Shadow People. Yeah, and it's the cool thing about it is that it was literally, and I'll tell the story again because it's a fun story. When we were looking for locations for reshoots, we were looking for like unique and if you saw the movie, you know exactly what we were looking for, and that's what we were looking for was this kind of the way that the town looked, the wide shots of the town and of the Jars store and all that kind of stuff. All of those things were things that we didn't have. We didn't have anything like that when we were actually doing filming. So we were scouring the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, going west, going north, east, south. We were trying to go anywhere we could to find this place. Well, one day, Billy said, "I'm going to this place. Jay, why don't you pick up Rob and y'all go to Gainesville," which is about, I don't know, like an hour away from here. He said, because it's a smaller town, but they have like a town square and all that kind of thing, right? So I'm like, okay. So Jay picks me up and he goes, let's go to Kroger real quick. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure why. And he picks up a notebook and a pen, or pens, or pencils. I think they were pens. Anyway, and he said, okay, I'm going to drive and you start writing. okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And then Jay lays out this idea, and this is the video store and all that. And so we start coming up with ideas, characters to use, all that sort of thing. Oscar, welcome. So on the way to Gainesville, we basically came up with a bunch of ideas on how to do this. And he said, would you want to write it? And I'm like, I've never really written anything. And yeah, oops. I started writing, and that was a while ago. And I got into weird here, let me I'm using my mouse that doesn't work on my laptop. I don't know why. So let's see. I can show you this. I'm on page 95. But you can't really see that. I'm almost done. Like I'm literally I should be done like this week or next week. I'm hoping this week. And it's there are I will say this, that there are going to be things in this script that are going to surprise Billy and Jay, because they're going to be like, wow, I didn't think you were going to go that route. The hardest part is trying to make each scene work on its own, but in the whole. And I'm trying to write dialogue that I think is either snappy or funny or whatever. I want every scene to matter. And I don't like scenes that just are just there because of, oh, well, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? I want it to fit in with the story, and I want it to build. I want there's even a scene like even a scene that might feel like a throwaway scene. I want it to pay off later, and I want it to feel like it matters. What really got me going on this script, though, because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never written a script before. What really got me going was the trip to the Southeast Game Exchange. Getting in the car, I had come up with the first 30, 40 pages or so. And Billy was like, dude, I really like what you're doing with this, because this is what we're working toward, but then it's not really what you're working toward, and it's like a false goal and all this stuff. And there's all these different characters, and some of them, come in and out. I can't go into detail, but I'm really excited about it. And I think that I've finally gotten it to a point where I feel like, okay, I think this will work. Now, what I want to do is, when I'm done, I want to get Billy and Jay and Melvor all together, and I want to really talk through it, and hopefully they will get excited about it as well and see the potential in it and say, yeah, we can really work with this. Okay, now let's take this scene, let's move it over here. This scene is whatever, maybe we just don't need it. Hopefully they like it. The one thing that I don't want to even presume is that I'm actually a good writer. But I'm hoping that because of how much I've read and how many movies I've watched, hopefully that gives me enough to be creative enough to make this work. And the one thing that kept screwing me up, there was a thing that happens like in the middle of the movie that I've rewritten many times because it just didn't work for me. And then I finally cracked that. And then the problem was, I knew I was working toward the ending, but the ending didn't work for me. And I kept rethinking about, okay, well, maybe this could happen. Maybe this could happen. Okay, how does this happen? And I finally got to that point where I'm like, okay, this works, because this is even, this is it. I think this is going to work. But we'll see. We'll see when we get to the end of it. Now, I guarantee you that no matter what happens, there needs to be another draft, because there were things that we talked about just a few weeks ago that I went, oh my God, yes, that has to be. I rewrote the entire, like, there was threads that I had to rewrite because of this idea. And a lot of times when you're writing a script, it's not just, oh, we just add this scene in. What happens is that there's a ripple effect that happens, and you have to go, oh, well, this scene changed, so now this scene needs to change because it builds on this scene, and goes all the way down. So part of the reason why it's taken so long is because I've done a lot of rewrites. The other reason is because I don't know what I'm doing, and I get sidetracked. I get I wouldn't say depressed, not depressed, but I get too far into my own head and go, oh, this isn't good enough. And then I read it again after, like, stepping away from it for a while, and I'll come back to it and I go, okay, that's really funny. The other day I was writing something, and I'm like, I can't remember what I wrote before. So I went and read that scene, and it surprised me. It made me laugh. I forgot that I wrote that, and it cracked me up. And I'm like, okay, I think I've got some good ideas here, but we'll see. Regardless of what happens, I will have written a script, and that's been my goal. And I'm really close. Like I said, if I can find that time, I should be able to finish it. I would say, this depends, by next week. Oh, sorry, Oscar. Sorry. But welcome and goodbye, and see you soon. Sorry, I just talked about my stupid script. Who, it may not even be something that people like, but I really like it because it's a mixture of like 3 or 4. To me, every movie is like a mixture of a bunch of different movies. Especially if you've watched enough movies, you start to see the, oh, okay, so this is, okay, so that's going to happen. And okay, gotcha. Okay, that's pretty funny. Or that's pretty good. The Matrix is like, it's a martial arts movie mixed with Ghost in the Shell and a lot of different philosophical stuff. And then, you put them together and you go, oh, that feels fresh. That feels new. Even though when you boil it down, it's really just those things put together. You know what I mean? There are things that happen in this movie that are, I wouldn't say callbacks, but they're sort of references. But I like changing how things play out based on what you might know about that movie. Does that make sense? So there's things that I'm having fun with it, and I've really enjoyed the process. I just wish I was better at it. And I think next time the thing that I need to do before I start writing a single page is I need to figure out what every beat is. Because there were the only problem with that is that sometimes I would find myself, I'm all over the place, I know it. But I need a full outline so that I can, okay, so I need to write some stuff that gets from this bullet point to this bullet point. And then from this bullet point to the next bullet point. The problem is sometimes in the fleshing out of some of those things, I had a rough outline. What ended up happening is I went into a totally different direction because I found the story, like, it was almost like it was pulling me in this other direction, and then it changed the rest of my outline. So it's really kind of interesting, the process, and it's why I like reading books so much, is because I get to, I'm enjoying the story, but I'm also seeing how this was written, and it's interesting. And like any good book, I want this to be something where you can watch it and go, oh yeah, man, that was a really good time. And I'm trying to put in a bunch of stuff that makes people go, okay. And even like, wow, did that actually happen? Is this based on a true story? This part? There are parts that are based on things that happened while we worked at Blockbuster. So it's fun. It's fun. Isn't that where they filmed Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Gainesville? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm way behind, by the way, on because I went on this thing. Ever drive out to Las Vegas? I went to Utah and the mountains reminded me of Middle Earth. Didn't drive to Vegas, but I have driven through Arizona and New Mexico, and that was interesting. Unfortunately, a lot of that was at night, but yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff out there. Next movie needs to have a sweet, spooky part. Billy J and crew end up at a spooky place. They end up seeing crazy stuff because Eric decides to throw some toad in their shared big gulp as a joke. I'll tell you this. The one thing that I want from... Okay, so my story is different. But the one thing that I want in Ghost Getters is some genuinely creepy moments. I want it to be, if it's going to be Ghost Getters, I want it to be fun. I want it to be entertaining, all those things. But I want there to be parts where it's like, okay, that was actually like, that's creepy. So, and I know that's what Billy wants too. So I went to the South Island of New Zealand and thought the same thing. You should check out Cameron Pasha. He's a screenwriter and has a Patreon. He will give you notes on a script, but you got to pay for it. Not sure how much. Yeah, Ted, the people like that, and I'm not saying anything bad about doing anything like that, but I don't trust anybody. It's why I haven't allowed anyone. There's 0 people who have read this. Billy and Jay, I think I sent them 20 pages, 25 pages at the beginning, but that's it. I just don't, I want to be able to finish it first, then let people read it and critique it. I will be sending it to a couple of different people outside of Billy and Jay, but I haven't actually talked to them about that yet. But there are a couple of people that I would like their opinion. But, and it's nothing like, oh, like if Rob doesn't send it to me, then he doesn't care about what I think. It's nothing like that. It's more about, I'm trying to pick specific people that I know certain things will hit with them. And they're people that I've known for a long, long time. And I can go, okay, this person I know understands what I'm going for here, and they'll give me the real critique I need. Because the last thing I want is people to go, oh yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's just like when I was writing music. I would play it for people and they go, yeah, that's good. Okay, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Oh, I liked all of it. It was good. That doesn't help me. I need criticism. So, and if they don't like it, F them. Who needs them anyway? You'll show them. You'll show everyone. After you're done, Hollywood will be begging you for more. You'll be best friends with Rob Schneider and Pauly Shore before you know it. I mean, I don't know about that. But it's the thing is with anything that you try to do, that you've never done before, you get that, especially when it's something creative, you get this idea that I'm not good enough. You get this imposter syndrome. If you look up imposter syndrome, a lot of your favorite people in the world, super great actors, writers, comedians, YouTubers, you name it, everyone goes through that until they learn to set aside that super critical part of their brain and just allow themselves to be free to create. That's what I'm trying to do, and it's easier said than done sometimes. Some days I go, I don't think this is good. And then I read it 2 days later and I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty funny. So we'll see. Pretty much all the movies still hold true to the good old hero cycle. It's nuts. Yeah. It's yeah. And that's why even, we'll talk about it, but there's a lot of, and once you start to see once you start to see the skeleton of the story, you can see where it's going. And I want you to be enjoying yourself so much and it being so funny, and that you're not thinking about the fact that it's based off of like a bunch of different ideas cobbled together. Does that make sense? If the writing's good enough and the acting is good enough, which, who knows, um, then it will take care of itself. Because there's plenty of times where April will say, "You didn't see that coming?" No, I was enjoying myself so much that I wasn't thinking about where it was headed. I was just enjoying the moment. And to me, that's what a good movie does, is it casts you that into that or puts you into this spell where you just say, I don't care how derivative this may be. I'm having such a good time. The execution of it is so well done that I'm enjoying myself. To me, perfectly honest, Adventures in Game Chasing is not a 10 out of 10 movie. But I hope that people enjoy it enough, that people are having a good enough time that they can turn off that critical part of their brain and just enjoy the movie for what it is. A passion project made with a couple of 3 guys who basically put this story down, and that's really what it is. And my main goal was to just help make that happen. And I think we did it. Now, there's a lot of people there's some people that just have it out for Billy and Jay, but I think we did a pretty good job. And I hope that we can get enough of a budget that we can do what we want to do without sacrificing the quality that I think we're capable of. That makes sense, right? And I kind of want to get it on a shorter cycle. We finished filming in November 2019, and it premiered in January of 2022, and the Blu-rays are coming soon. So it's kind of like we need to get that time down. Anyway, even professionals were learners once, Rob. Keep going. Oh, I know it. That's what I'm doing. I tried to write a story outline with bullet points once, but they all turned out to be blanks. As a matter of fact, I'm not not a dad. Nephews and nieces for my stupid jokes. Some top-notch dad material. I think Evil Dead Trilogy has it all covered as far as fun and horror. Dunning-Kruger. Chat GPT helps me in writing my novel and trimming the fat and refining the story. Maybe. I like bouncing ideas off of people. I like that one, Phil. My wife is upset with me because I didn't buy her flowers. To be honest, I didn't know she sold them. The worst imposter syndrome I ever had was when I was trying to be an imposter. It is super liberal and PC, and you have to learn how to work around it or trick it. Chat GPT. I agree. AIGC isn't a 10 out of 10. It's a 13 out of 10. I thought it was brilliant, made me cry, made a reaction video. I don't do that. Well, Rufus, that's the thing. I think what that movie was it targeted, definitely targeted a certain people, but it was made, we tried to make it in a way that would appeal to more people if they could find that in. And a lot of times, like you could say, oh, well, it's about these guys trying to find their childhood Nintendo. Well, not everybody has a childhood Nintendo, and not everybody remembers that time period. Some people weren't alive during that time period, but connecting it to a family member who had passed away, it's an interesting way of seeing it becomes a little more layered. But then there's all this goofy crap going on too, So it's, to me, it's come on. They're dumb sometimes in the movie, but hopefully dumb in a Dumb and Dumber kind of way, where it's almost smart how they're dumb. You know what I mean? I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. Still watching it. I enjoy it, and I know what we were trying to get across. It's hard for me to see that though, because I've watched some of those scenes literally hundreds and hundreds of times. Billy has probably seen it thousands of times, but it's hard for me to judge it. I think it's good, but I don't know. All I know is that when we were filming it, I felt like, oh my God, we got something that I'm also really curious about what everybody's going to think about all the special features, because none of my originally the idea was that I was going to come up with those, what we were going to do. And Billy, I think, basically had started figuring out what he had as far as like what had been filmed during filming, and he started to build a narrative around it. I'm telling you that the feature length documentary that's on the first disc, it might be better than the movie. It's that well done. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. So I see the humor of Dumb and Dumber and Billy. Yeah. Yeah. You know when I quit watching the Oscars? When Dumb and Dumber didn't win any Oscars. Well, that's the thing. To me, they're one of the things that I've been really interested in, and it's still something I need to get back to, is this book that Billy told me to read, and I didn't. I haven't read it all. I started it, but I still haven't read it all. But there's a thing where he's talking about when you're writing your script, you need to be thinking about who it's for. If you're trying to write a mainstream movie that everybody can go watch and enjoy, you have to steer clear of certain things, regional things, like if you're from Texas and you talk about Texas all the time, well, that's going to be people outside of Texas aren't going to know that. And then people that don't live in the United States are going to be even more removed from that. So it depends on how you write the story. And you look at the movies that are these these huge hits and that cross borders, and that you know what I'm saying? You look at those and you can start to see some patterns. These stories have something that other movies just don't have. Or those movies have something, the movies that don't play well in other markets or whatever regions have something that those don't. So it's very interesting. And it's in a way, it can take away some of the magic of movies in a way, when you start boiling everything down to, a couple of different story types and all that, but it's still interesting. It's still interesting to me because I've loved movies my whole life and I've always wanted to make movies. So I like it. It's fun, man. I'll tell you what, this, I watched a special feature on this, which was probably on the 2011 Blu-ray, which makes me think that I never bought the Blu-ray because I don't remember seeing this special feature, but it was called Not the Usual Mindless Boring Getting to Know You Chit Chat. And it's basically an hour with a bunch of the actors talking about their experience making the movie. It was phenomenal. And there were things in that movie that made, or that in that little thing that made me go, oh my God, I would have loved to have seen that scene in Pulp Fiction. But they didn't even film it. And it's like, that's really interesting stuff. Excuse me. Texas, horses, cowboys, guns. Lots of guns and steaks. I mean, kind of. There are places like that, but yeah, it's weird. You want me to read this book, Billy? Sure, I'll get right to it. I just got to do a quick run through the Wheel of Time series first. Well, it was something to read while I was writing the script. And the thing was, there's a moment where it says, if you haven't seen these movies, I'm going to spoil them. And one of them was a movie that's on my list. And I just haven't gotten around to watching the movie, so then I haven't gone back to the chapter that talks about that movie. Does that make sense? It's no excuse. I should have finished that book, but I just didn't. And Lord of the Rings, Unfinished Tales, all those things. All those things. Me, what, Rufus? What are you talking about? Anyway, look, the script's almost done. I don't know what's going to happen after that. We'll see what happens, because we're getting to that point where I either need to start working on a movie or I need to go back to work. So, is the movie Biodome? No, it's not. No. But anyway, yeah, it's getting to that point. So I want to finish the script, figure out what we're going to do, what the plan is, put that plan into motion, and then move on. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find probably a job, because it feels weird not doing much. Because the thing is, look, I'm not complaining at all. I'm not asking for anything, nothing. But the YouTube, it's not financially there. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. I'm not making any money on YouTube. And I'm not saying that I need to make, I didn't make 100,000 a year on YouTube, or it's not worth it. It's nothing like that. But it's just that it's hard for me and April to see it as worthy of my time, when it's like I'm screaming into the void sometimes. So, and I'm not going to compromise my vision of what this channel is for clicks and views and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing it. I'd rather go back to work. So I got to figure out what the plan is. I'm not trying to scare anybody, and I'm not saying that we're not going to do this show or something like that. But I'm just saying something's got to give, because I'm not really bringing much to the table right now. You know what I mean? So I said I was excited about the Blu-ray shortly after Ricky said he didn't think someone bought one. I don't know who's who, paranoid, I guess. Oh, no. No. I thought he was talking about Pulp Fiction. I don't know what he's talking about. Ricky says all kinds of things that no one should listen to. But anyway, let's get to some of the interesting stuff that's happened. Seriously, lots going on. And there's stuff that happened in the last 2 days that I didn't even know about until like minutes before the stream. But let's talk about some of it. First, did anybody see this Blue Beetle trailer? Anyone see that? I'm glad I caught the stream tonight. Well, thank you, Rufus. Thank you for being here. Look, I love that you guys are here. And to me, that's enough. But that doesn't pay for things. And I'm not trying to be, like I said, I don't want anybody doing anything beyond that. But yeah, it's a thing. And it is a conversation that we've been having recently. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get a movie going. But anyway, did anybody see this trailer for Blue Beetle? Thank you for the stream. I look forward to these. Thank you for doing them. Man, again, Gary, not Gary. I'm sorry. Thank you for doing that. But that's, again, I appreciate it. But yeah. Yeah. There it is. And look at that. It's me as Qui-Gon. Carbonite did that.
Thank you for the stream, sir. I look forward to these. Thank you for doing them.
It was me as Qui-Gon. Did you see that? Did you see that? Channel growth is a problem with the wife? Well, Rufus, the thing is, I mean, I know $10 isn't going to make the difference, but still, thank you. Not Gary, thank you, because I enjoy all of you guys being here, and you know, and the conversation is fun. I love it. I love doing this. I look forward to doing it. I get excited. Like earlier, it was 6:30, and I was like, should I just start early? I want to start early, and I'm like, I just start at 7. But it's just like I enjoy doing it. But the thing is, what is it, 2,600 subs, which is crazy. I never thought I'd get that big, but most of them don't watch the live stream, you know, and not enough people watch every video, which again, that's part of the deal, right? I understand it, But damn it, I wish I could, at least go, hey, look, I got this and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I work so I can YouTube with the proceeds. I made like $300 last year. I think that's about what I made. Because the thing is, and here's the funny thing. We'll get to Blue Beetle here in a minute. The thing about doing this, I always want to put out the best. I mean, there's no reason why I need this camera to be as good as it is. There's no reason for this to be a $400 microphone. Why? For what? Why? It's not enough people. Not enough people for this to be worth it. But I want to put out a quality product, right? A lot of this stuff. This chair. Do you think this chair is worth it? For what I've made on the stream? No. But it's a weird thing though. It's a weird thing. I wanted it to be good, and I wanted it to be something where I can look at it and go, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of doing, the community that we've built. I enjoy this stuff, man. I just do. But again, it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, Rob, you're going in there for 3 hours on Tuesday nights, and you're in there for how many hours a day, and for what? So it's kind of one of those things. Anyway, sorry. Gotta say the quality is good though. Well, thank you, Wraith. I appreciate that. As someone who worked in sound for a little bit, I wanted the sound to be crispy and good. Like I wanted you to be able to go, wow, that Rob has a nice sounding mic. And hey, the camera, oh, that's a nice looking camera. But we will get there, Rob. The quality is there. Have you considered buying ads? No. You think ads would help? I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just thinking the same thing. Beer chasers, welcome. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's something to think about. It's something to think about. I was actually thinking about doing not ads, that your voice is nice and crispy. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Because I work hard. I worked hard on trying to get this to that point where it looked good all the time. The quality was where it needed to be. My editing is intermediate, but nothing like crazy. But it's easy to watch. Like you're never sitting there going, oh man, I wish that looked better, or I wish that sounded better. No, I want you to be able to, hey, no, let's listen to what the guy has to say. If you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. But I don't want the quality to ever be an issue, because we're going to have disagreements. I bring up The Last Jedi. We're going to have disagreements, but anyway, I refuse to do it, but I know it would help like crazy. Okay. Well, I'll think about it. I'll look into it. Rufus. How's that? Because like I said, the Patreon, the more I thought about it, the more that I was against Patreon. Maybe once I got to, say 10,000 subscribers, maybe a Patreon would make sense. And the subscriptions where you're given so much money per month or whatever. But I don't want it to turn into, hey, let's promote me. I don't know. AVGN's movie stuff doesn't do as well either. You grew a lot because of the Chasers. That's true. And Indian films. Don't forget the Indian films. The Indian film videos are my most watched and most profitable videos I've done. And it's weird how each one goes down. That one went crazy, insane, and then it went up a little bit, and then it went... So I don't know if the movies just aren't as good. I don't know. But hey, I enjoy doing this. That's why I'm doing it. And it's something to do while I'm waiting for the next movie. Yeah, we say it at the same time. Pretty much. Patreon. Yeah, I don't know, the Patreon stuff and the sub stuff. Like, it was weird for me to for the subs over on Twitch, but I really enjoyed Twitch. But hey, kind of like the 8BE channel, YouTube Brutal. Yeah. Well, the thing with him, he's changed directions a lot of times, you know. I've stayed pretty consistent. I mean, every now and then I'll do a book video or something like that. But the Indian films, to me, it's not crazy to do Indian films. I've done Asian films. I've done all kinds of things. I need to do more of that. I want to do more world cinema. I think that's really interesting stuff. But we'll see. And the other thing is I kept trying to keep up with like the newer movies or whatever, and then realizing that these guys, the minute a movie is ready to the embargo, the review embargo goes out or is lifted, they've got their review already ready because they saw it a week ago. So how can I compete with that? I can't. So that's why I started thinking about doing things differently. Fan edits. Nobody's doing fan edit reviews. Let's do that. And then I got to that point where it was like, okay, now it's like I keep getting suggested fan edits that they're subjective things. Like, I didn't like this scene, so I cut it out, but I kept this scene. And then watch another one of that same movie, and it's like, oh, well, I like this scene, so I kept it. But then I took out this scene. I'm like, okay, well, and Order 42 fans, you need to do movie factoid shorts alongside the shelf shorts. Something to grab people so they care about the shelf. Okay. How about YouTube shorts, quick reviews of movies everyone has seen? That's another idea. Oh, dude, both of those ideas are great. In fact, let me see. Can I steal these? Can I copy? Why won't it let me copy? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm going to put this down here. And that was Rufus. I guess just copy your name. And I love the idea too of YouTube shorts about movies, quick reviews of movies everyone's seen. Oh, now it copied. Why did it do that? Great ideas though. And again, I didn't want this to be like 42 short movie reviews. Yeah. I expect royalties. 100th of every cent you make. That 5 cents a year might come in handy. If I make that much. I can't advise you, Rob. I know business and it needs to be viable. Just do what's best for you, and I'm sure it will work out. Just need to promote Order 42, maybe. That mic has been an industry standard since before Thriller. You will never have to upgrade. That's what I look at. That's what I look for. Depending on what it is, that's what I look for. I bought cheap-ass lights that do exactly what I want them to do. I bought a cheap-ass mic stand and a cheap-ass mic to start with. The problem is I didn't like the way that they sounded. But that audio interface does most of the work. And I'll never have to buy, well, I might have to buy another audio interface at some point, but I'm telling you, for most people, that audio interface does almost all the work, and it's like $180. Don't have to spend $600 on audio equipment to go with it. I want to get one of them audio interfaces so I don't echo. Well, some of that is from the processing from OBS, by the way. I have a lot of like right now, you shouldn't hear my air conditioner until I'm talking. You can't hear that because I got the limiters going. It also cuts out a lot of the frequencies from the planes flying over, which there haven't been any tonight, but yeah. Let's see. I want to get one of them audio audio interfaces so you don't echo. I'm telling you, Scarlett, Scarlett, made by Focusrite, Focusrite, Focusrite. Uh, Elgato Wave XLR. Yeah, I mean, I need a good mic then. Time to spend more money. No, no. I'm telling you, audio interface is all the way. But I've been wanting this mic. So I got the mic. And here's the thing that you guys don't see and don't, you see that I bought like Blu-rays and like I bought a bunch of shit lately. And it's because of my bonus. I get a bonus. It's actually when my wife gets a bonus, I get a bonus. So I got a bonus. And that's why I was going to buy this chair, but I was like, I don't know if I can afford it. And then my dad gave me a crazy freaking birthday check. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, Dad, this is too much. And he's like, no, it's not. And I said, okay, fine. Fine. And then I'm like, oh, well, I can buy this chair now. That's really what it was. The camera is a Sony Alpha 6000, A6000. It is, and I went cheap on the, because you do need, just like an audio interface, you need a video interface, right? You need something to connect that camera to your computer to act as this is literally just on. So I bought a cheap capture card for the camera. I have my old capture card that I thought I needed. It was one of the cheapest capture cards I could buy at the time, like in 2017. That thing basically runs all of my inputs. So if I wanted to play, like I literally could, in theory, I could play a PC game. I could immediately hit a button, play a Switch game, hit another button, play my Raspberry Pi, and then hit another button and play another system like a PS5 or an Xbox. I literally have that set up right now, and I thought I needed it, but then I stopped streaming games. So it was like, okay, well, but all that was a little, $40 Switch box. It's awesome. And it all runs through there. Oh, and it also runs my my external monitor. So I have my iMac screen is here. And then my extra screen is my gaming monitor is here, 1440p. But my gaming monitor is here. That's where all of my, like when I'm reading browser stuff or whatever, it's all here. And I can see the chat is right here. I can see what is going out to the stream here. It's nice. But it's way overkill for the amount of people that watch my stuff. It's just way overkill. But that's because I'm an insane person. So, we can all agree the quality and content is there. I don't watch live streams at all. I sometimes pop into Billy's or Jay's for a minute or two, but yours every week if I can. Phil, I mean, look, they have different content. But it means a lot that people say that, yeah, I enjoy your stuff. I mean, every creator on the planet loves to hear that every now and then because it keeps them motivated. Because after a while, like there have been times when I'm like, I mean, these are getting some views, but nobody's really saying anything. Like the other thing that I keep one of my biggest problems. We are totally going off the rails here tonight. But that's what's fun about this show. We can do whatever we want. It's our show. But what's funny is it's something I've realized. Sometimes I say things with such a period at the end that I don't leave it open for people to discuss. Because I've already put out this almost like this is the thing. I need to be better about leaving things open so that people can input their own thoughts. And maybe it's just because I don't ask enough. I don't know. Yes. Exactly. Ricky, yes. See, that is a 119. Mine has 2 inputs. So I could run 2 microphones and into 2 different tracks through OBS, right? So mine has 2, and they make them, they go up to 4 and 8 and blah, blah, blah. But yes, that's exactly, yeah. It's only 3rd gen USB audio. Yeah. High fidelity studio quality recording and all the software you need to record. Yeah, you don't even need the software. Most of the software you're going to use through OBS anyway. But yes. Oh, I can I bring this over? I can. Bam. Yeah. This is the audio interface that, see, they don't make mine anymore. Mine was a 2i4. So 2i2 looks almost exactly like mine, but mine's a 2i4. Mine's the older one. So there's things that this has that mine doesn't. But yeah, 169. It was 190 when I bought it. And then there's the 4i4 has some stuff on the back too. Does it show the back? Why doesn't it show the back? Anyway. Yeah. Scarlett makes awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Now I don't need this anymore. Hour 42 show, right? I love that camera, but my Canon M200 will do perfectly fine. Yeah. 700 Sony camera I never used because it isn't any better than my Elgato face cam. Yeah, with this one, it's an Alpha 6000. The reason I bought it is because I wanted to be able to use interchangeable lenses. And originally, the lens I wanted is huge. And it has an extreme depth of field. So the stuff that's, out of focus back here, that's the look I wanted. The problem is, to get it for the look that I wanted, the camera would literally have to be sitting right here. And I'd have to be looking into it. Like, it wouldn't have worked. So that is the stock lens that came with the Sony Alpha 6000. Got a dummy battery, which is basically, instead of, using a battery for your camera, it's a dummy battery. It's got a plug that comes out the bottom of it. You plug it in and it stays on instead of it running on battery power. Makes sense, right? HDMI mini, which I'd never used before, out to a regular to a regular HDMI input into my capture card, into my computer. Hope that makes sense. I want to get the A6100 for the 4K eventually. Oh, I want to get like the Alpha 7 or whatever it is, the big boy. But I can't justify it. I just can't justify it right now. For the amount of the kind of content that I'm making, I don't want to do that. But I want a separate camera so I can film different things, and I want to, maybe even, like, what would be cool is have a camera up here filming down. So just for different looks at stuff. But yeah, I use 3 monitors for my stream setup, and I feel like I could use a 4th. Oh yeah, you can always find places for things. Oh, absolutely. I'd say very techie, but I don't know streaming stuff at all. Thank you for the info. Of course. Anytime. I love this stuff. I love being confused by Ricky. 2K would be more than enough for me. Yeah, but it's just like anything. When you film with a 4K camera, it looks even better. And with a better lens, see, that's my problem, is I don't know lens. I don't know what lens I should be using, but I know that I can zoom in and out with that, and that's what I want. The camera that the lens that I have, there's no zoom at all. It's literally there, and no autofocus, because the autofocus was important to me too. So if I say, "Oh, I want to hold this up and let you look at it," I want it to change focus. Intake dual, baby. And see that depth of field back here? It's beautiful. I love that. And I love that it changes. But Uh, can't even stream higher than 1080p anyway, so 1080p is good. Well, you can stream higher than 1080p on YouTube now. Not on Twitch, but on YouTube, yes. I'm honestly not a movie guy, like it all, but I'm a fan of Rob, so always pop into chat when I can. Beer Chasers, you're a good guy. And, you know, I'm just a movie guy. I don't even stream, but I'm a weirdo, and I like to have the things to be able to do the things. Dude, you and me both. I love that. I love that. Okay, wait. What else? What else did you put in here? Oh, yeah. The 2i2. Last thing I'll say on the subject, Rob. Your priority one, so what you need to do. Is this stream still going? Well, yeah, Magnus, you're here, aren't you? Do you ever make model airplanes with all the glue, model tanks, ships, and World War II warplanes? No. I do not have the patience. I love using these lenses of LOL DSLR is nice, right? Agree with your comment on Rob. He's a good dude. Just want him to be all good, both physically and financially. Oh, Phil, I appreciate that. Physically, man, the only thing I could do is, I could work out more. I haven't been working out. I basically stalled at 160, 187. I need to lose some more weight. But yeah, financially, I'm seriously fine. It's more of but what am I doing? Am I working towards something? And even though I enjoy doing this, it's hard for her to see the benefit of this. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. It's a weird thing. Elgato Camlink. Yes. There's one that was even cheaper that I offered Ricky, or that I showed Ricky, and he was like, yeah. I mean, it's like $80. It's good. Razer Ripsaw X, because it's cheaper and does the same thing. There you go. I have my old Logitech set up wide like that. Razer Ripsaw. I've never even heard of it. I didn't know you could stream higher than 1080p on YouTube. You can. One of the guys that I watch, I think he streams at 1440, or I think he might I think he's at 2160p. Totally not needed, but it looks good. It's a good looking stream. Interesting that you had the patience for Lego, but not model building. Well, model building, you can really screw stuff up. And I don't have the patience for I just don't. I just never did. Get that eye of the tiger, bro. In Lego Star Wars, can you build your own ships and buildings? In the game? No. In real life, you can build whatever you want. I mean, as long as you live in America, the land of the free. Married 20 years, Rob. I understand. Okay. Yeah. 1080p limit on Twitch makes no sense for gaming. No. But I think even they have gone up. I think they've gone up to 1440. But I've noticed that YouTube, I see more YouTube streams at higher resolution than I do. I could be wrong about that. I don't know what Twitch is on. I thought it was at 1440 for a while. Legos are more fun than actual models to me. I mean, they're pretty fun. It costs more to make higher fidelity streams available. You are so right. That's not what I was going to do. Yeah. So Blue Beetle, did anybody see this? The thing is, look, I can't deny that there is I know I just changed gears like that. Bam. But I can't deny that there's a market for this, because there has never been a Latino led action comic book hero like this ever. But I felt like this was very samey. I felt like it very much looked like all the other things. But I'm kind of curious. I mean, did anybody feel the same way? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I don't know. You'd think Twitch would have the money with how much they take. Well, I mean, it costs money to run Twitch, But I mean, do you think that the people in charge want to give away more money? No, no. They're not seeing the ROI. Been there, seen that. Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, it's to me, it's just like where Wonder Woman broke some barriers for having a female-led comic book movie, where Black Panther uh, broke some new ground. I feel like Blue Beetle could do that. The fact is, I think Zolo. I can't remember his last name. Malaguena? Is that right? I really like him, so I'm rooting for him. But yeah, I mean, it's very much the same thing. My eyes just glaze over at all that CG these days. That's why the new West trailer floats my boat so hard. Get that. I get that. Bucho, I really do. American B-25 gunship is my favorite plane of World War II. It rained down hell on the Japanese. I want to make a model. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? Nobody else makes movies like Wes. Wes Anderson. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's really just storytelling, right? Right? I mean, Blue Beetle it looks like a modern superhero movie. It just didn't have that hook. Yeah, but see, not for me, not for you, but maybe for some, little Latino kid out there. This could be the gateway to a whole new thing. And it reminded me of what I liked about it was it reminded me of what I thought about Ms. Marvel when I saw the trailers for that and thought, okay, this show's not going to be for me, and enjoyed the hell out of that show. Like way more than I thought I would. And it's because I love the character so much. The family, her family was so great. And this one kind of has that same sort of feeling where it has a family involved, right? Where I might see the connection. And the fact is though, I've never been a big fan of George Lopez. So we'll see. And look, I don't know. I don't know. Never heard of Blue Beetle, but since I'm Hispanic, I'm going to be that guy and say I rather them be white. Okay. Well, the thing is though, I'm interested to see where it goes because it could be the thing that gets again, I'm all for different voices, different people. I don't want to just say the same white people, or same anything. I want to see a bunch of different stuff. That's why I think Shang-Chi was such a big deal. I mean, dude, Shang-Chi was a big deal. And some people just didn't care about it, but that's fine. But you know what? There was a people that was their Iron Man. That was their Superman, That was like, holy crap. I just saw myself on screen. There, you cannot, look at that and just completely dismiss it. Because there's probably, people out there, kids out there that might just love it for that. The Blue Beetle trailer when he yells Batman is a fascist took me out of it. I don't care where you stand in that kind of stuff. I just don't want it in my movies. Oh, well, I thought it was just a silly joke. I didn't take it that seriously. I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. What if there was an Avatar movie with no humans in it? It would be a hard sell, but I think it could work. Maybe. I'm Hispanic too. It just looks so generic. As the first Latino lead superhero movie, it could have been so much more like delving into Latin heritage, but they gave us just copy and paste. I mean, Wraith, again, that's why I was like, it's a little samey. I would have liked a little different take on it, but again, they're basing it on that, and who's to say that the next one or the I don't know. Again, that's why we're having the chat, I'd rather Avatar have no humans. You don't want to be offended, not Gary. Only have things within your comfort zone. That's not art. Crajan, 75. Welcome. How's it going? It's good to see you. Uh, you don't want to be offended, not Gary. Well, Magnus, I don't think it's about him not being offended. It's just that it's just it's I can see what he's saying, but I just took it as a joke. But yeah. Now, did anyone see this though? Okay. This one. Did you see this? Because this trailer looked freaking awesome. This trailer looks great. Uh I'm just gonna say it. This looks like the continuation of almost like a Captain America Winter Soldier kind of story. Even though they're, Ben Mendelsohn's in it, but we've also got Amelia Clark is in it. Olivia Colman is in it. This looks really, really good. Really good. So, this comes out in June, and I think it's only 6 episodes, but this looks really well done. So, and I love Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. You know me. I love some. You know that I love me some Samuel L. Jackson. So there you go. But yeah, I thought this looked fantastic, and I can't wait to see what happens there because there's some interesting things going on. I missed what movie that Samuel L. Jackson still is from. Is that the Barbie movie? Holy crap, I can't talk. Yeah. It's from Barbie. It's from Secret Invasion, man. Secret Invasion. And I keep hitting the wrong button. Did you play the arcade Punisher game back in the day? It had Nick Fury in it. No, I didn't. I did not. But hey, that's the way things go sometimes. You miss things. I was never really a big arcade guy anyway. I rather watch other people play. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was afraid of failure. It's a possibility. But this also premiered, and I don't know about you, but this looked great. The only thing that I will say is that at this point, I don't even care about the trailer because the trailer was so breakneck speed. There's so much stuff going on that I don't understand. It's like somebody going blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. It looks good, but I don't know anything about the story because I don't know the background on any of these characters. So for me, now I just want to see the movie. Let's see what the movie is. But there you go. Across the Spider-Verse is out, or the trailer is out, and it looks fantastic. Another universe movie. I mean, yeah. But watch the trailer. If you don't like you don't like it, trailer free, man. Free. Yep, looks good. Okay. I watched others play arcade games because my parents didn't send me to the arcade with any money. I mean, that part is part of it for me too, but most of it is because I was afraid of failure. Because that's just who I am, I guess. I guess it's just who I am. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to have any thoughts on this. Bucho might. But yeah, I brought this up on Discord and nobody really said anything. I find this so strange. So Endeavor is the company that owns the UFC. They recently also purchased the WWE. So now the WWE and UFC are owned by the same people. And guess what they paid for the WWE? Upwards of $9 billion. What the hell? Do you remember how much Disney paid for Star Wars? For Lucasfilm? $4 billion. They purchased the WWE for Upwards of $9 billion. It's crazy. Rewatched a bunch of Spider-Verse a week or so ago. Still awesome, right? No Nick Cage. Don't want to see it. Hmm. Kingston. I don't know what you're talking about, Magnus. But yeah, made Vince McMahon richer. Haven't watched WWE in years. No, but it was funny because the night before was like a big WWE thing. And John Campea said that he went and he said there were 41,000 people in attendance. And he said, I had never heard anything like that. Anything like that. Like in any other sporting event. He said that WWE is a powerhouse. Whether you like it or not, you have to understand that there's a lot of money there. And it was like, wow, that's crazy. Been wondering what the money figure was. Nuts, right? It's crazy that it was that much. Now we can finally see Brock Lesnar in the octagon. Makes sense why Stephanie McMahon left. See, I don't know anything about that. See. Hope they at least go to TV7 instead of the PG crap. I'm watching it either way. WrestleMania. The late 90s era of wrestling. ECW. WWE and AEW fans are loud. The late 80s era, Ravishing Rick Rude. See, I don't know jack about WWE. I just find it really interesting that they look at it and say, okay, this one is scripted, like literally scripted. This one's unscripted. We own this one, but let's get this one too. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird to me. Freaking. Now, I don't know if you guys follow any Star Wars guys or, gamer guys, some gamer guys that play maybe some of the Star Wars games. But they were flown out to LA and they were shown some stuff for Jedi Survivor. Did you guys see any of this stuff? Echo Base and Anna. Okay. Well, I don't think they're... To borrow my R8 on a show, they put us up. I'm not even sure what that means. The 90s had a wrestler called The Godfather who was a pimp and came to ring with a stable of hoes. Late 90s, early... Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about those guys. This game does look great. Brother-in-law. Ah. I see. Gotcha. Crazian. But yeah, man, this game looks so good. They let them play for like 3 or 4 hours and they gave them all like 20, 25 minutes of just like stock footage that they could use to make a video and talk about their experience. It was still like, I watched a couple of different ones. It was worth watching just to hear their thoughts on stuff. I'm excited about this one. Like, I really like Tears of the Kingdom. Of course I want, I'm buying that day one, but this one, I might have to buy this one day one too. I don't think is that a hot take? I really want to get Jedi Survivor. I don't think that's a hot take. Yeah, see, y'all are talking about wrestling stuff and I don't know anything about it. But yeah, Jedi Survivor, baby. It's going to be good. Now, I've just got a few more things because we're coming up on the 3-hour mark. And that's usually when I, cut it. Doesn't he know the Jedi are hunted? Why is he just wandering around with his laser sword out? Bucho. Freaking Bucho. Look at him there with his with his wide outline and him wearing an Order 42 shirt. Freaking boot show. But these next two items, no. This one, oh, my stupid head's gone. There it is. This one I did put in the Discord. And he is surviving, yes. But yeah, Michael Mann eyeing Heat 2 as next film with Warner Brothers in negotiations with director to board sequel. Adam Driver in talks with Mann to play young Neil McCauley. That is Robert De Niro's character. The book is already out. You can read the book. I know some people will go, who reads anymore? I do. But the dude, and I'm talking about Michael Mann, the dude is 80 and still freaking like, he's still making shit. It's amazing. And I'm really excited for his Ferrari movie with Adam Driver. Because I think Michael Mann is a great director. Yeah, turn off your freaking car, dude. I can't read. But look, this is I'm excited for this just because it's Adam Driver, it's Michael Mann, it's Heat, man. I don't know if this is going to be good. It's probably not going to be good. Let's just be honest. It's probably not going to be good. But I really want it to be good. Okay? I really want it to be good. I do. Hey. I'm sorry, but I like my movies to be good. I will edit that one too. And I won't watch it, Magnus. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Magnus. Look, you know it as well as I do. We differ on our opinions of the masterpiece that is Michael Mann's Heat. Doesn't need a single scene cut. But bam. That's just me. Can't top the first movie. It's iconic. I mean, it really kind of is. It really kind of is. But these next two items are brought to you by Wraith, who basically just put it in Discord, and I said, yep, I need to talk about that. So there you go. I took out 30 minutes out of Heat and Gladiator. Shame. I watched the extended cut of Gladiator. So anyway, John Wick spinoff Ballerina that we've talked about many times. Ana de Armas, right? Len Wiseman is the director. Coming to theaters on June 7th, 2024. So it has a release date. Now, for those of you who this may be your first time hearing about this, it is a spinoff. It is Ana de Armas. It does star Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, the late Lance Reddick, already filmed, in addition to Angelica Houston, Gabriel Byrne, Catalina Sandino Moreno, and Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus. So this movie has already been filmed, and it's coming out next summer. So there's one from Mr. Wraith. Next up from Wraith, Shrek 5 with original cast, Donkey spinoff with Eddie Murphy, Sing 3, and more, teased by Illumination's Chris Maledandri. It's kind of a cool name. Maledandri. I shouldn't make fun of people's names. Anyway, yeah. Wait a minute. I sat ringside. Oh. Look at that. I sat ringside next to Herschel Walker. I actually, the Blockbuster that was on Beltline and Northgate in Irving, checked out Herschel Walker. It's kind of weird. That was Crazian75 that texted me. Crazian75, for those of you who don't know, is one of my oldest friends. I think I met him in, 6th grade? Right? We played trombone together, and we've been friends ever since. So, yeah, he does have my phone number and texts me things sometimes. Wait. Adam Driver, Rob's man crush. I mean, I do love Adam Driver. I do. But yeah. La Femme Nikita, essentially. Ballerina? Oh, possibly. Yeah, the Ballerina movie, I'm not like super excited about it, but I really my Biodome fan edit is 4.5 hours. Uh, I didn't make any cuts or add any deleted scenes. I just slowed the play speed down to 33%. Bucho? Uh wow. That was funny. And 65 was awful, Rob. Sorry. Oh, hey. I thought 65 looked like crap too. But that is really funny. Bucho, geez. I missed the Ana de Armas talk. Well, I mean, we're just saying that yeah, they're making Ballerina. We don't know a whole lot about it. We know who's in it. We know that when it's coming out, we haven't seen any footage from it or anything like that. But yeah, it could be. But that's the thing, though. You could say, like when Star Wars came out. Oh, well, yeah, another Star Trek movie. Okay. Or another 2001. Okay. I mean, there's who knows? It could be great, or it could be completely. Look at John Wick, the first John Wick. Oh, another what do you call it? Any kind of movie. Die Hard. Then another Die Hard movie. Oh, okay. I mean, look, I'm playing. Look, hey, I'm playing devil's advocate here. It could be anything. But yeah, I don't even know who said that. Did it get deleted? Did y'all delete it? Did someone delete it? All I'm trying to say is it could be great. But it could be crap. Just like Shrek 5 could be complete crap. I never really liked past Shrek 2. So I didn't even know there was a 4. So, I mean, who knows? Sorry for all the typos. I'm multitasking over here. Hey. That's fine. There was no Anna talk. What a sin. Yeah, Ana de Armas is you know what I like about Adam Driver though? This is what I like about Adam Driver. When he's a Lego hot stuff. Hey, look at me. I'm Kylo Ren. I don't have a shirt on. What the heck's wrong with that? Where's my clothes? Why am I talking like this? There you go. Yeah. Uh, uh, oh, I hope he doesn't ask me about all those pictures back there that are clearly from the prequels. A lot of things I'd have to make up pretty quick. But ooh, man, this lightsaber's heavy. All right. So anyway, did you have that ready all night, Rob? No, I made those a long time ago. I've got this one too. Hey kid, would you calm down back there? I'm trying to fly a ship. I gotta move my face a little closer, a little more. There you go. Like, would you just calm down back there and keep that golden droid, that golden robot, just punch him in the nuts or something. Tell him to shut up. Me and this crazy dog looking guy, we're just trying to get through this. Anyway. Man hasn't made a good movie in what, 20 years? I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, no, not Gary. I didn't take that. Anyway. I loved Collateral. I liked Miami Vice. It wasn't the best movie. I'm trying to think of what else he's done recently. It's been a while. Everyone, please know. Yeah, don't even worry. Black Hat. Yeah, I didn't really care for that one. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So Shrek 5. I don't know about that one, but did you guys see this? This got announced late yesterday, and yeah. Harry Potter TV series for HBO Max inching closer to reality with J.K. Rowling in talks to produce. Huh? What? Really? Yes. This is possibly going to be a thing. Now, what they want to do is instead of doing like a prequel series or a sequel series or anything like that, they want to remake the movies as a series. And what they want to do is each book will be a season. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been saying that for years that that's what they need to do. But I said it should be an animated series where each season is a book and you cover the whole damn thing. Now, look, there's a lot of talk going back and forth on how involved J.K. Rowling will be. But look, watch Die Hard for the first time at your place. Yes, you did. And I remember Takagi. That's right. But there's a lot of talk back and forth on what's going to happen here. Now, we heard about this kind of earlier. If you remember, it was probably a month ago now. David Zaslav, right, the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, said that he wants to really mine all of their IP as much as they can. Sometimes that means driving it into the ground. But it also means that we could get some really, really cool stuff. I thought the movies, the first 3 were pretty good. And then they went downhill from there. For me personally. And it's because I read the books. And I thought the movies took out some of the best stuff and instead put in a bunch of action scenes that didn't have anything to do with the plot. It was just action. So, yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen here. Of course, we're talking about all of this J.K. Rowling stuff, right? All this J.K. Rowling stuff. There's a lot. There's a lot there. Yes. Yes. You know, Mike. I'm just gonna say Mike, okay? I'm gonna say Crazian every time. But yes, Mike. Watching but see, that was the beginning. That was the beginning of all of this movie stuff, right? And me getting into really, wanting to know how movies are made. That was how. I had to do the frame by frame. The Lord of the Rings set burnt down. Really? Is that true? Which, you mean Rings of Power? Fire breaks out on Lord of the Rings set. Oh. And that was yesterday as well. Fire broke out. Plumes of smoke were seen billowing. Neither cast nor crew had to evacuate. Filming was paused as a precaution, and everyone remained brave before returning to work. Okay. Well, I mean, doesn't seem like it was that big of a deal. If they just, that's no big deal. Put that out and everybody just take 5. Anyway, what J.K. Rowling. Rumors saying Dumbledore is gay now, which he was always gay. And some character is a trans now too. I don't know about that. That's what comments said. Oh, well. But the thing is, if you could take the Harry Potter world, translate it to the quality of HBO Max and their quality, I mean, why not? Why not try it? If they've got a plan, and the hardest thing is going to be for people to go, well, it's not Daniel Radcliffe. Well, no, Daniel Radcliffe is 78 years old now. I don't know how old he is. He's not 78 though. I'm pretty sure he's under 60. Daniel Radcliffe, right? Because I don't know how old he is. Anyway, he can't play a little kid anymore. He can't play an 11-year-old. Right? So if you're gonna remake it, you're gonna have to get a different actor. I mean, that is a tall order. And then you have to say under 60? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's under 60. Then they should get Daniel Radcliffe's grandson to play Harry. There you go. Sven Radcliffe. He's in his late 30s. He's 33. Okay, well, okay. I was close. I was this close. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of problems there. You have to cast all those people. And then on top of that, you have to have breakneck speed shooting. You have to have season 2 ready to go at least a year, within a year of starting the filming of the next one, or the previous one, right? Because they age up, right? You don't want a 33-year-old at Deathly Hallows, right? The last book where he's supposed to be 17 or 18 years old. You want to try to age them up properly so they age correctly, right? There's a lot of things to think about. Then on top of that, you want really good actors, right? You want really, really good actors to play all the wizards, right? You want somebody amazing to play Dumbledore. You want somebody amazing to play everybody, right? McGonagall. What's his face? Sirius Black. Severus Snape. You want great actors, right? And they're in all of those things. Man, to tie them up for however many seasons, you would think 7, right? That's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to tie those actors in unless they just love the role, in which case, then no harm, no foul. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to replicate the success of those movies, because the one thing that you really can't falter the movies on is the casting. The casting was freaking impeccable, and they got really lucky. I mean, I say that, I think they were amazingly lucky with the casting. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, those kids, well, they're not kids anymore, right? They're 30 something. They were amazing, and they continue to do great work. So it's just wow. I mean, it's an undertaking, like, man. But if anybody can do it, I'm pretty sure HBO could do it, and Warner Brothers could do it. So we'll see. On a side note, I turned my video up to 1080, and this stream does look shockingly great. Dang, that is a nice camera. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at when it focuses in on that. That's amazing. And then it just, boop. It's a good camera, but it was actually not that expensive. I mean, for a camera like that, $450, not bad. Used. And I got really lucky too, because I bought it used from Amazon, and I looked up online how to check to see, because there's an internal counter to show you how many times the shutter's been depressed. And it was under 100 times. So barely ever been used. I was very, very lucky. Very lucky. Under 60, yes. I keep looking at that and it makes me laugh that I said that. Never read a Potter book or seen any of the movies. Well, I'll tell you, I watched the first, because I mean, Harry Potter mania was going on, right? I saw the first movie recently after it came out and was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Not bad. The second one came out, I was like, oh yeah, not bad, not bad. And then third movie was Alfonso Cuarón. I don't think I'm saying that right. But Alfonso Cuarón also, he went on to do Children of Men, which is fantastic. Anyway, Cuarón did Prisoner of Azkaban, the third movie, and it completely, it broke everything. It broke my mind, and it made me go, oh my God, this is an amazing world. I want more. So I immediately went and bought the fourth and fifth books, or the fourth book. Bought the fourth book, read the fourth book, then went back and read 1, 2, and 3, and was like, oh my God, these are so good. And then went and bought the fifth book on when it was released, and the sixth and the seventh when they were released. I became a fan in the middle of it, but man, the third movie is so damn good. It cuts out so much stuff, but it captures the world better than any of them. I think that third movie is a masterclass on world building. It was fantastic. Fantastic. And unfortunately, then we got, was it David Yates? Who's, oh, this happens? Okay, well, let's shoot that. I'm sorry, but I don't like David Yates as a director. I think he's fine. He does a fine job. But you want to, like, to me, Alfonso Cuarón is up there with, the auteurs, the guys that you look at and you go, oh my God, that movie looked amazing. Yeah, Cuarón is one of those. I want some more Cuarón movies, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Now they have Hollywood Chat GPT powered CGI. They can make any actor look any age. Just cast Daniel as Harry again. Oh God, no. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know if it's great movie taste. I just have a problem with watching stuff that I'm like, yeah, it ain't gonna be a thing. True Romance was another classic you got me to watch. That's right. And it's right there. I got the Arrow 4K. It's an amazing set, by the way. If you've got a 4K Blu-ray player, it's awesome. Awesome. Great stuff. The casting of Harry Potter was off the chain. Just think of how many of those amazing actors are not with us any longer. They couldn't just do it again. I know. I mean, who in today's world could be Severus Snape? I can only think of one actor that could maybe do it. And I just don't think there's a chance. There's no chance. And that's right now. It's the only one I can think of that could come close to an Alan Rickman. And that's Benedict Cumberbatch. He's probably the only actor that could come close to delivering that, or to having that kind of gravitas that Snape needs. Dumbledore? Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage? No. Johnny Depp, man, he was actually pretty good in his he's at Apple TV doing a show. What show? Do I need to watch this? Alfonsi Quidditch. Mucho, you are crazy, man. The movies just got more mature. The movies got, Did I buy Hogwarts Legacy yet? No, I have not. Should I? I don't think Cucumber could do it. He's good, but dude. Oh, I know. It's hard, man. It's hard to think of somebody who matches that kind of, like, holy crap that Alan Rickman had. There's not an actor living that could come close. that I can think of. I have an idea. He probably wouldn't do it. Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, I don't think so. I have an idea, but it would include changing the race. And I don't know if that would work. I don't know if people would go nuts. People would freak out. Because it would change the design, all that. Idris Elba. I mean, have I seen all the Harry Potter movies? Yes, I own them all. I own them all. I own them all out of spite. Pauly Shore can be Voldemort. I just think, to me, Idris Elba is one of those where I can see him doing seriously whatever he wanted. And it was the example when we were talking, what were we talking about? I can't remember the movie that we were people were upset about the casting of something, and I can't remember what it is. But I said that if instead of Viggo Mortensen, they'd have called Idris Elba in for Aragorn, I probably wouldn't have a problem. Because I think Idris Elba could I bet you he could freaking pull it off. I think Idris Elba is one of the best, most charismatic actors we have, period. I think he's amazing. I wish he would quit doing crap. I want him to do great stuff. He's capable of doing great stuff. And for some reason, people are just not casting him for that. And he ends up in, Hobbs and Shaw. So, anyway. I know, Ricky. I know. Are you ready? Are you ready to hit me? Buy Hogwarts Legacy. Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal. You see, that's the thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was a conversation that me, Billy, and Wood were having. Name drop. We were coming back from filming the little stuff that we filmed in that little bitty ass town. And we were having the conversation about them casting someone that was not, I don't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was but it was like we were all playing devil's advocate. All of us. And then Game Chaser Billy can be Dobby. I'll probably buy Hogwarts Legacy at some point, but I've got other games to play for now. Other games in the queue. And lately I've just been playing Diablo because it's brainless. I want to be able to get into a game, and Hogwarts is definitely one of those games that I think I'm going to have to get into, and I just don't have time for that right now. But anyway, I don't remember what the movie was. But when I said, like, if they had picked Idris Elba to play Aragorn instead of Viggo Mortensen, I would have been okay with that. And Wood went, oh man, that's really good. That's really good casting. And I'm like, I know, because I'm a man. I didn't say that. I'm clearly not the man. But anyway, I miss Wood, damn it. I wish he lived here. I wish he didn't live in Philadelphia or wherever the hell. But anyway, guys, I think we're done. Once again, fantastic job, you guys. Fantastic job. This strawberry farm fresh stuff and whatever this is, the sour chew, both fantastic. Like, no questions. I'm going to 3 minutes. I can do that. Wood seems like a cool dude. I never got the hate. I don't either. I kind of can understand if people think that he's just being disingenuous. The weird thing is, he's very quiet and reserved in person. So that's weird. Um, when I first met him, I was like, this is weird. But then I kind of broke through a little bit of the walls that he put up. And he was, we became friendly. I wouldn't say friends. I mean, he called me a friend. I hope we're friends. You know what I mean? Quiet and reserved. I get it. Me too. And hey, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys. Um, I like I said, I just enjoy doing the show. And not Gary, thanks again for that $10 donation. I really appreciate that. It's very, very, very kind of you to do that. But yeah, yeah. What's next? So, okay. If you're on the Discord, if you want to hang out this weekend, I'm going to find out what the plans are. I don't know if I'm doing anything Friday night. If I'm not, then we'll do a Discord hangout Friday night. If not, we'll have to wait till next week because my Saturday's busy because yeah. Yeah, we're building Blu-rays. We're building Blu-rays, guys. So, yeah. The Blu-rays are in. We just have to prep them and get them shipped. So that is what we're going to be doing this weekend. So yeah, just jump on Discord now. The voice is feeling a little tired, and it's time to find out what the wife's doing before she goes to bed. But I get what you're saying. I mean, we could, but no. I'm tired. And yes, Alan Rickman will always be Hans. That is true. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Like I said, one of my favorite things to do. And I'm glad that you guys have found, a place that you can come on Tuesday nights and hang out. It's awesome. So you guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.